It's totally allowed from Isaiah, though, because like he's from the oppressed cultures. And stealing from like the oppressor culture as well. That's an important distinction as well.
Scream at the top of my lungs, what's going on? Okay, we're going live. We all are.
Yeah. Hey,
Oh my God.
I say, hey, what's going on?
I'm not approving. Really not.
So welcome, everyone.
Well, now you have sang for the public at large. The world has now heard you sing, and ABC can't cut you off.
No, I'm okay with Isaiah singing. I'm not okay with Geek singing.
I got wrapped up in the moments.
But that's the beauty of a choir, Leto. You can drown out the less pitch perfect.
You trust me, you can't drown out Geek.
There's a reason I was told not to sing.
It sounds like a
Top of my
challenge.
lungs. What's going
Hello,
on?
everyone.
So welcome to the Alchemy Best. Welcome to this week's episode of Social Justice Alchemy. Here we got the regular irregulars me, Summer and a Geek. The host John Bruckman say hi.
Hello.
Over here is Isaiah, who like sang for us and like likes to sing. Hello, Isaiah.
I'm here. I had to untangle my headphone cord.
That's fine. And we got the Little Ano and our new regular David Skog. And now we got our two returning guests. As well.
I don't have to say hello, and David neither. You.
I know how unfair of me. I prioritize the Americans first over like everyone else. Oh,
As
God.
is only appropriate, because without us, you would all be speaking German. Except for David, who would be speaking like Russian or something, because you would have lost to the Soviets.
What?
We killed the Soviet Union. Thank you. All praise to Saint Reagan.
Fucking Americans.
I know, fucking Americans, but we're going.
I love that I've got the AOL picture. Thanks, John.
We're joined by our.
Well, once I realized I'd gotten my
can
Limeys
you-
confused
can
and that you were
introduce
Mithril and
our
not Marty.
guest, for fuck's sake.
Yes, we have a returning guest of Captain Andy. Say hello, Captain Andy.
Hello, everybody.
And our good friend, of course, Mithril. How are you doing, Mithril?
I'm all right. Surprisingly enough. Yes.
Is it Mithril or Mithras, like Mithras?
No, Mithril.
No, Mithril is in the magical metal from Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a
Get
nerd.
your nerd shit together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just asking.
Oh no, it's a fair question.
It's okay, baby. It's just a nerd thing.
Mm-hmm. It's just a nerd thing. Yes,
Just
absolutely.
not
just a
the
nerd.
same.
It's the original nerd. Okay, it's not.
Yeah,
at all
the
original
OG
thing.
nerd.
No, the OG nerd thing is the Voynich manuscript.
Fair enough.
The what?
The Voynich manuscript. It's a thing. It's like this. It's a tome filled with fake languages and pictures of fake plants and shit. It's basically D&D. Hey, and there's Marty.
Hello, Marty. Welcome
Hi,
to join us,
Marty.
and we're joined by Marty Athanathy as well.
To be fair, I read H.G. Wells, Jules Verne, and all that lot before I got onto Lord of the Rings. So
Yeah, we get it. You're a hipster.
yeah,
I was uncool before it was cool to be uncool.
yeah, damn right.
It's hip to be square. Speaking of which, I got fake hips because I'm that old school.
I
So
hope-
why don't you explain to our viewers why we have so many fucking Brits? We know, Marty, you're not a Brit.
I actually stated that I would actually still would still be loyal to the crown if I was even alive. Now, of course, I couldn't. If I was back then, I couldn't even fucking vote, and I was still a slave. But I was like, I don't know, man. I like the English. I don't know. I don't
You
know
are off the Anarchist podcast. Fucking monarchist. Go to hell. I'm leaving.
Wait.
Yeah, go poop.
This is an anarchist podcast? I thought it was a monarchist podcast.
Well, the monarchist left, so now it's something else.
My idea of coming and inviting our British friends and our British expatriate friend Marty is to talk about the first year of Keir Starmer as the Labour leader of the Labour Party in the UK. So, how is he?
Keir Starmer is how the Brits pronounce it. It's Keir Starmer.
Keir Starmer. Oh, I've been listening to Navarro Media, so that's where I got the pronunciation from. Yes,
Keir Starmer.
By the way, Navarro Media is a left-ish source of British kind of news.
Mm-hmm.
But I would be real careful. The people that they have on their show from America are the same. Ryan Grimm.
Oh, yeah.
The same kind of leftist.
Leftish.
Yeah. Well, I would say to the right of Jeremy Scahill, basically.
I don't know who Jeremy Scahill is.
Jeremy Scahill was the co-founder of The Intercept, and he founded The Intercept with Glenn Greenwald. Glenn Greenwald was the far right dude that masquerades as a leftist. Jeremy Scahill's better, and still with The Intercept as well. Is that correct?
But then what's her name? Ash Sarkar is literally a communist. She said so on BBC. I yelled it, in fact.
Yeah, Siobhan Head says she's a leftist too. Can we? No,
I think saying you are a communist on the BBC is the BBC's opinion of what actually makes a communist is, I suspect, somewhat. It's a bit like the Republican Party calling Joe Biden a communist, you know.
Well, communists. I mean, communist to the Republican Party is anything that helps other people. That's communist.
Yeah.
That's decent human.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, because Ron DeSantis in Florida was, I saw on his Twitter page one time, we respect MLK Day. I'm like, you would fucking hate MLK.
Yeah, of course.
He would have. He went back in time specifically to sign a letter urging the FBI to kill MLK.
Yeah. Or as I call him, Ron the fascist. That's his nickname for me.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, are you surprised they make shit up?
He's a Thuglican. That's all they do is lie.
I mean,
To answer your question, Jonathan, I think the first year of Keir Starmer's administration can be summed up in one sound.
You have a soundboard? Oh, yeah. What are you, Joe Rogan?
On the approved.
I mean, so one of the first things he did was throw Jeremy Corbyn out of the Labour Party.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Jeremy Corbyn is a leftist. We can't have that in the Labour Party, can we?
Yeah. We know he's a communist because he was photoshopped by the BBC. So
that's right. Yeah. I remember that the BBC photoshopped him with a Russian a Sputnik kind of hat. It sounded like that.
One of them hats. Yeah.
It's just like.
Go back to before what you said about the criteria for what the BBC qualifies as communist, whether they can Photoshop you or not. If they can Photoshop you in a way that looks like that, then I guess you're in.
Here's he vacationing in Russia in front of the Kremlin. He must be a communist.
Yeah. It's weird. They have a way of making fairly centre-left politicians sound way cooler than they actually are. I mean, I know they were trying to make him sound like a tanky Marxist-Leninist, but this idea that he's this radical, kind of guy, I think not really. To be honest, that would be really cool, but no one is daft enough to think that they could do that within the two-party system. Mm-hmm. No one of them they just push for what they can. They'll push for something fairly centre-left and fairly solid.
Okay, so like I know we don't like corporations and things like that because we think they're awful.
I don't know. Do you like corporations and things like that? You're monarchist.
No, not really. I was just being funny because I'm kind of a big like Royal Navy file dude. Like I have
Yes,
a
you're a
model.
nerd. We get
Wooden
it.
ships and
Like,
Iron Men. Okay, that I can get.
I have a model of the Queen Mary in my room. The ship, the Queen Mary. I have a model of that. So I'm kind of a big Royal Navy nerd or whatever the hell. But I'm curious, what do you guys think about celebrities and their money? What do you think about like artists? Like what do like I guess anarchists think of those people? Like people like
No
LeBron
gods, no
James.
masters, no heroes.
I mean, it's like sure they can do good things with their money, their wealth, their power, their position, and their celebrity, as it were. But it's
they
just
usually
like,
don't.
usually, yes.
You deserve it. If they think you deserve it.
Yeah, I don't know how well American people know. We have a singer-songwriter, a guy called Billy Bragg over here in the UK, who has always taken a very, very left-wing position, very anti-fascist, part of the Rock Against Racism thing, Red Wedge, all the rest of it.
I have heard of him.
I've seen people accuse him of selling out because he used the money, some of the money he made, to buy him, his partner, and his kids a nice place near the sea. And it's just
Oh, for fuck's sake! We live under capitalism. What do they expect people
yeah.
to do?
Well, that's it.
Oh my god!
It's absolutely insane.
It's annoying. Also, John, you have put the Viking on me, not on David.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't have beard, thank you.
But you fight like a Viking.
You kept on everybody
like
moved
a Viking.
around.
I'm okay with the horns, okay? Just not the beard.
I actually
You're not horny.
I actually heard someone on YouTube did a Viking version of the of Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin.
Nice.
Isn't Immigrant Song already a Viking version?
Oh, and
I come from the land of the ice and snow.
There was
The original version is the Viking stepping on a sharp object. You can hear it.
Yep.
He stepped on Lego from IKEA.
Yeah, he probably stepped on one of those horned helmets they didn't wear.
I also heard a medieval song so someone took Fortunate Son by CCR and did a medieval version.
Yeah, someone took What Is Love, Baby Don't Hurt Me, and made a medieval version of it. You can't stop that. It's impossible.
Good side of the internet.
So back to the topic of like with like a Keir Starmer as like the Labour leader as
wait, before we get into that,
we
have to thank our patrons.
Yes.
So let me find the window where I have that open. There we go. All right, so
the 6 weirdos who give us money.
And then also in the chat, Marty. Thank you, Marty. And
thank you, Marty.
Thank you, Ellie.
And
thank you, Ellie. Thank you, Yo.
And Mylin.
Thank you, Mylin.
A couple of fuck boys.
Thank you, fuck boys.
You're welcome.
And Tim.
Thank you,
Tim. He's in the chat.
And Von Rek.
Thank you, Von Rek. Who's also in the chat.
You didn't thank me.
Yes, I did. I thanked you first. I said Leto, Shuli.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, we didn't hear it.
Well, that's because, you guys were talking and saying shit.
I thought you started with Marty.
No, I started with you. You just, it's not my fault.
I'm that
nope,
bitch.
You're not going to get your, no, you already got your acknowledgement. We're not going to acknowledge you again. That would not be fair.
Yes, it would.
You're here. There's nothing I fear.
No, you're not allowed to sing Celine Dion. I'm sorry. No. You've been muted as you deserve that.
Did someone?
You know you did.
So So I guess Celine Dion's not cool around.
No, Celine Dion is excellent, but you're not allowed to steal white girl culture.
No, Celine Dion isn't excellent. Can you?
I actually have a signed copy of a photo of Celine Dion that one of my friends, who's friends with Celine,
Oh my God.
Oh, so you feel comfortable calling her Celine instead of Miss Dion?
no, listen, she asked me if I wanted to a signed autograph. I said yes, but I'll tell you that it's always going to live over my toilet.
Yep.
I move, honest to God, every time I move, I put this over my toilet. So
that's a good place for that.
Yeah.
So she's from Quebec, right? And every time she speaks French, it's paining me to say she speaks French because she speaks Quebecois. Okay, oh my God, I hate that accent.
Like Kentuckian French?
What?
Is it like Kentuckian French?
Yes. Yeah, kinda.
Quebecois?
Quebecois, yes.
Hillbilly French?
Quebecois.
No, it's not hillbilly. It's more. It's peasant, all right, but North peasant, not South peasant.
You're talking to a couple of Northers, so pay attention to be careful about the North peasant sort of thing.
Yeah, babe, I grew up on a farm. I'm the only real peasant here. Okay.
Okay, fair enough.
But you're also
you're not a peasant.
Northerner
You're a
now.
paisan.
Yeah,
different.
I'm also a Northerner now. That's true.
Oh yeah, you're a Northerner.
While paradoxically, I'm a Southerner.
Oh.
Even though I probably live north of most of you.
Well, now that you have bought a house, Mylene and I want to come live in Sweden.
You're welcome to
it's
live
not
there.
a house. It's a ritual murder farm.
Yes. You're absolutely right. It has electricity, but no water and no plumbing.
It really is like the South.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep. It sounds like Flint, Michigan.
Well, they have water. You just can't drink it.
Yeah, they can't drink it. They have water, but they can't drink it.
Anyways, we have invited people from Britain to talk about the situation there, and we haven't yet.
Very sorry about that. So,
I'm not sorry.
This never happens on this podcast. It's always streamlined. You always seamlessly go into all of the things that you're supposed to talk about.
I love the picture you chose for me, John.
Yep, you're a snob, so you get to be a snob.
Couldn't you find a lady snob?
I didn't look that hard.
Oh my God. I'm not a dude. Don't insult me.
The amount of prep that we've done for the show is to invite our guests on to talk about Kurosawa and the labor movement, and the Jeremy Corbyn thing, how he got ousted from the a Labor Party. I kind of followed that a bit as it were, but it seems like it's only when they want to oust a leader that's too far left to them or to the establishment corporate higher ups of the Labor Party.
How right of Tony Blair is Starmer, anyways?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I would
7.
Say
he's 7. Right?
Yeah.
I'm asking the Brits, John, not you.
Fucking clone.
I would say he is further left than Blair, but
oh, really?
Yeah, but and this is a caveat.
And he doesn't agree.
Well, I don't think Blair. I really don't believe that Blair was a leftist at all.
No, I know that was the joke.
I know. And there are things in Starmer's past that are quite good, but there are also a lot of things that aren't very good. I mean, Andy probably knows about them. He defended the McDonald in the McLibel trial. He defended these two people who stood outside McDonald's in London, I think it was, handing out leaflets saying what a god awful company McDonald's were.
But what's
they're not wrong. Wait, why were they angry at
There's
McDonald's?
a McDonald's in England?
Well, McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's in
McDonald's
all over the world, Isaiah.
Yeah, and
it's an infestation.
McDonald's sued. McDonald's sued these two people who were living in a commune. They had no income, and Whopper McDogburger sued them for millions. And to be fair to him, Starmer defended them for free.
Yeah, okay, that's nice and all, but
yeah, he's
now
done some also
what is he doing now?
Things. Yeah,
no,
he's done a lot.
Leader.
Yeah. He's
Leader.
also a cop.
Totally
That's the
left.
other thing.
We can't hear you, Marty.
Oh, you can?
Well, the captain.
Well, we can, but when other people talk at the same time, we can't hear you. So you should just up your sound a little.
Okay.
Okay, so Captain Andy, you were about to say something. You go first.
I just said he's also.
John.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, Keir Starmer is police. That's his background. I just don't think someone from the police should be supposedly be the leftmost choice.
Yeah.
For,
is he a cop?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was police.
I didn't know that. That's even worse.
I thought. He wasn't like a. He was someone who worked within the police. He was.
Yeah.
What do you call it?
He worked for the Crown Prosecutor.
Sorry. Yes, that's what. Yeah.
What?
He was head of.
He was a prosecutor, not a cop.
Yeah.
He was a legal cop
just like
cop.
what's that bitch?
Kamala
Harris.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did he put trans women in men's prisons?
No.
Well, he's less awful. He's less awful than she is. Then.
But he didn't push. In fact, he refused to push for prosecution of several people in a couple of child abuse cases.
Ew.
Yeah, he kind of held back from pushing for prosecution. So
that's the thing with prosecutors, right? They push only when they know they will.
It's pretty bad because even the coppers call the Crown Prosecution Service. Their nickname for it is "couldn't prosecute Satan."
Really? Even the cops?
Even the cops despise the CPS.
Bad.
Yeah.
Are you guys able?
You're too loud.
A little bit too loud.
Sorry about that, Marty.
How about now?
Ooh, still blowing out your mic there, but
yeah, still peaking.
How about now?
Oh, that's perfect.
There we go.
So
in the future, don't take advice from Julie about your microphone.
Shut the fuck up.
Going back to what has he done since he's in the last year, he has gotten rid of Jeremy Corbyn, and how he did that is basically because Corbyn, basically what Corbyn said was the E8 the Equality Commission, the EHRC's definition of anti-Semitism basically said that if you criticize Israel, you're being anti-Semitic.
Who said that?
Jeremy Corbyn.
EHRC.
Oh, the EHRC. Okay, my apologies.
What's the EHRC?
EHRC is the Equality and Human Rights Commission.
Oh, so you don't have the right to criticize Israel?
Basically.
That's fucked up.
What Jeremy Corbyn was saying was that there was anti-Semitism within the party, that it was systemic, but that it was being weaponized against him as leader.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Guess how they got rid of him? They used the anti-Semitism definition to kick him out of the party. Guess what? They don't address Islamophobia.
Hmm.
There are more Muslim people in the UK than there are Jewish people.
Well, but Israel isn't Jewish people.
No, what I'm saying as an influential community. They don't address Islamophobia. There is actually down towards me, because I'm in Southeast. I live near Canterbury, and there is a MP, Rose Duffield, who literally had 2 of her staffers, one that's a lesbian, quit because because she's transphobic. One of them was a lesbian staffer, quit because she's so transphobic and has made transphobic statements. Keir Starmer has said nothing about it. She still has the whip. So she's still in the party. There's
wow.
So this guy has weaponized basically anti-Semitism, where he doesn't do. He called Black Lives Matter a moment.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
That doesn't mean
Well, we've
shit,
only
babe.
been paying attention to it for a moment, and soon we'll stop.
Yeah.
Because white people don't care.
It means he is a racist fuck, basically. That's what it means.
Basically, if you imagine if Bernie Sanders became president, and then the Democratic Party was pissed off about it and somehow got rid of him, that is what has happened with. Because Jeremy Corbyn is probably...
Well, Bernie Sanders is deeply anti-Semitic. You can tell because he's supposed to be Jewish, but he doesn't wear the funny little hat. Therefore, he must be a raging anti-Semite.
The funny little hat.
It's Koto Yamaka.
It's a kippah.
Oh, that one was
he's one of those self-hating Jews that we hear so much about. There are a lot of them.
They have
a
laser on the moon, you know.
The Death Star of David.
I'm so fucking jealous. I want a laser on the moon
it's
too.
my Death Star. My Death Star.
Yeah. I can't remember the lady's name, but there was shortly after Jeremy Corbyn was ousted. She is a Jewish woman within the Labour Party, and she was kicked out for anti-Semitism.
Why? Because she criticized Israel too?
Yeah. And for
that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, she did a video for, I think, can't remember who it was for, but she did a video, it might have been The Guardian, but it was called, the title of it was The Wrong Type of Jew. And she was talking about how she is somehow often seen as the wrong type of Jew because she's left-wing, she supports people like Jeremy Corbyn.
And she's not pro-Israel, okay.
Yeah, she supports Palestinian rights. And this is something she's been accused of. I can't remember what the word is, but there was a word used for Jewish collaborators in the Second World War.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Yeah, she's been called that by certain people, Jewish people. It's apparently it's quite common if you support Palestinian human rights and you're a Jew, you will get called. You will be accused of being. I can't remember what the word is, but it's a word for a Jew who collaborated with the Nazis. That's the word they use.
Judenrat?
And that might be it, yeah.
No, Judenrat means Jewish Council, so definitely not.
Yes.
See, I've just been Googling it to see if I could find a word. This Jewish ghetto police.
Yes. Yeah, she spoke out on this, and she said, I am Jewish, but it doesn't mean I support Israel. She said, I support Palestinian human rights, But she was ousted from the Labour Party, again, for the same way Corbyn was, for being anti-Semitic. They actually said that about her. And I just don't think... You just think this is so transparent what's going on here.
Yeah.
This is obviously... Yeah, and Starmer as well. There is a group called Labour Friends of Israel that basically is anti-Palestinian. Yeah, he attended a Labour Friends of Israel event. I think it was on some day that he should have not done it.
Yeah, it was.
Yay, Labour! We are leftists, but we are friends with a fucking apartheid state.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
It's I just think that for Starmer, who is not a Jew, to call a Jewish woman anti-Semitic.
I mean, the thing is, there are within Israel, there are a lot of Jews that are against what the government is doing. So they have to find something to discredit them, right?
Well, this was literally what they were trying to do with Jeremy Corbyn was throw everything that they could have at him to get rid of him. This was the one that stuck, and it stuck because it wasn't really ever. Jeremy Corbyn was pretty weak on defending himself and being upfront about what it was, and when he did say it, they kicked him out of the party because it literally was something that they used to get him out of the party. That's it.
Yeah. It's so obviously that's all that's going on as well.
Yeah, we wouldn't want the Labour Party to be leftist, right?
Well, Jeremy got in kind of on accident. And I want to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Right. Because go ahead, Mitchell.
There was a huge fuss not long after he started about he attended some ceremony or other, and the press blew it up because he didn't take part in the singing of the national anthem. Now, given
are you Americans or what?
No, given that Corbyn was firstly a Republican in the British sense, i.e., he wants to get rid of the monarchy, and an atheist, they were complaining that he wasn't singing a song which was asking a deity he doesn't believe in to protect an institution which he also doesn't believe in. Well, yeah.
It's also a dreary ass tune as well.
Oh, it's dire. Oh, it's a dirge.
I think it's the happiest song ever produced on the British Isles.
There's a verse about killing the Scots as well.
Yeah, that's a good one. I think you should bring that back. Just
take your land. Then
we
kill
my
all
national anthem talks about killing people too, except mine is barbarians, which means about anyone that isn't French, I guess.
They're not great, are they?
What about the American anthem? What about that one? What is that one all about?
The same song, though. It's
killing the Brits.
No,
yeah, I was going to say it's
your
about the
national
British.
anthem about fucking your flag.
It's about a fort, the Battle of Fort McHenry. So
during
the
War of 1812.
Flag. I'm sorry, but
yeah.
But the actual music is exactly the same.
Isn't
no,
it
you're thinking of My Country 'Tis of Thee.
Yeah. Which was
the tune for My Country 'Tis of Thee is the same as
Rule Britannia.
Of how it
God
sounds when people sing it at stadiums and so
isn't
on.
It, isn't
and
it
every national anthem sounds the same because no one knows the lyrics.
Isn't it Rule Britannia where we kind of got our My Country 'Tis of Thee from? Rule Britannia.
Rule Britannia. Another piece of garbage music. It's dreadful.
I just say Rule Isaiah. That's my anthem.
Yeah.
I mean, any nationalist thing is a piece of shite. So, I mean, the fascism is seeping from the lyrics of those anthems.
Oh yeah,
it's all of them. It's amazing.
I mean, think about Canada. Oh, Canada, our home and native land. Really, the natives, actual natives, what have?
Oh my God,
about that.
Well, at the very least, though, the Star Spangled Banner actually has. Doesn't it have a lyric in it about slavery?
Sort of. It's saying that it's referring to the British practice of the impress at the time. Basically kidnapping sailors and forcing them to serve in the Navy. No refuge could save the hireling or slave, or the hireling and slave, from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. So it was talking about British soldiers and sailors, not about American slaves. Which,
not black people.
doesn't.
At least not yet.
Yeah.
We've got
which, deeply ironic because it ignores the actual practice of slavery in the U.S.
So in the British or in Europe, how is the Civil War taught? Like our Civil War. How is that?
Yes, it is. But well, in France,
guess which side won.
In passing, honestly, I know the people from the north won, and I know the people from the south wanted to keep slavery. That's what I was taught in school, basically.
Which is more honest than how we teach it here.
I know.
Yeah.
I've actually taught history at quite a, well, I suppose it would be sort of high school level, and since it's towards the end of the course, since it's like modern history.
Yeah.
And so it's about a page in the textbook, and it's not big for reasons. It's not that big a part of the history of this overview course, but I'd say it's pretty well represented. I mean, we don't have, I don't know, maybe we do, but I don't think we have many of those buffs in Sweden. Like knowing everything
John
about.
Put a very funny image on the. Oh my god, it's amazing.
You're thinking of the green tea?
No, he put a funny image on the. This is the way, you piece of shit. That's amazing. Sorry.
Just take any Star Wars quote and add "you piece of shit" at the end of it. Captain Anna, you were about to say something a bit earlier.
He's sipping his beer.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah. I didn't learn about the Civil War when I was at school. Unfortunately, we did learn about Native Americans. I think that was the one kind of non-European thing we did as part of the curriculum. We were required to do one non-European sort of term of study. But yeah, I never really learned about the Civil War until that was just something I found out about later. I mean, I knew there had been one. I didn't know a lot about it.
So, so how is like World War I taught? Because I feel like in America it's like Archduke Franz Ferdinand, something, the Lusitania. Okay.
Well, the thing
let's
is,
go straight on to Hitler after that.
A lot of us died in World War I. So
and then America came and rescued you all.
No. That's World War II, and
we came and rescued you. The war was grinding on. There was no end in sight. America showed up. The war ended. You're welcome.
At the very end,
that's World War I.
And then,
we showed up and the war ended. Boom.
There was a lot of chemical warfare during World War I, and we learned about that mostly in France. It was the most boring thing I ever learned in school, I think, because it lasted. It was so long. World War I. We have France as a state, as a country, as a nation, has PTSD about World War I, even worse than about World War II. We have places everywhere commemorating losses and shit.
Yeah, I went to the Memorial at Ypres, which is pretty amazing.
I know that every year the British put on weird-looking, shitty, fake flowers for World War I.
Poppies.
The poppy.
We wear poppies.
Which I've seen them on cars.
You could fuck off. You have no idea how big a sort of fake rage that there's memes all over Facebook every coming up to Remembrance Day saying, if my poppy offends you, you can fuck off or you can go and live somewhere else. And
do leftists wear poppies?
Well,
these people really want to be. so badly. Yeah.
I mean, if we had that thing here of like, oh my God, Starbucks have just the plain red cup for Christmas. They don't have the Christmas cups. I was like, they're calling.
There was an image of two people with two mittens wearing hands. All you could see was the mittens, but only girls wear mittens. Therefore, they must be lesbians. Therefore, Starbucks is pro-gay marriage. Therefore, fuck Starbucks.
Oh my God. Do leftists wear the poppies in England? Shut up.
Well, Captain Andy would know about this, I imagine, and possibly there was a movement started in the late 80s, early 90s, I think, which was wearing a white poppy instead of a
that's
red.
what. Okay, I heard about that.
To sort of signify mourning for all the lost and not trying to glorify, the war as winners and losers, because nobody really won.
And what do you personally
I don't wear the bloody thing. I don't wear a damn poppy at all.
Okay, not a white one either.
Nope.
And you, Andy?
I don't wear one. I don't care if other people do, particularly.
No.
I mean, there is some controversy around it, because originally the poppy, I think, on the black bit, it said "never again." I think, implying that never have a war like this ever again. But what happened later on is that changed to being more sort of like a big celebration of how great our armed forces are. I think that's more kind of what the poppy became, and I think there is a bit of controversy there. I think really that wasn't originally.
Oh, the message was good originally then.
Yeah, and it's so I do think there's a bit of ambiguity around it. I mean, I know for some people, it's just like it's important enough to them to wear it because something has happened. Someone they were related to died in the war or whatever. It's like, okay, yeah, I get it. It's important to you to wear that. That's for you. But for me, I just think that there's a few controversies around that. It's kind of very subtly become a kind of pro armed forces in such a way that sounds a bit like it's pro war to me. I think it's almost become like, we kick the enemy's ass, let's keep doing that. It sort of seems to have gone that way. And also the British Legion, who are the people who sell these poppies, they apparently accepted a donation a few years ago from the BNP.
Yeah.
And
The
technically, I think technically it wasn't from the BNP, but it was from someone from the BNP. I think because they donated it, it didn't technically count. But I think
the BNP. You are talking about the bank?
No, the British National Party.
Oh God.
Yeah. I don't think they're allowed to do that. I think they are officially as charities. To qualify as a charity in the UK, I don't know if it's the same everywhere else. You can't be politically affiliated to anything. You can't have any.
Yeah, it's kind of the same in other European countries. I think it's the same in France. David, is it the same in Sweden?
Well, more or less.
Yeah, I think it's something that had to do with the European Union at the beginning, even though you're not in Europe anymore, Brits.
Yeah, I think.
Why do you rub it in, Leto?
Because that's funny to say they're not in Europe anymore, because it's geography and not politics, and it's funny.
I think the goal is probably smiling in hell, because they didn't want the British in the EU. Well, it wasn't the EU back then, but he didn't want them to be in. He saw the UK as a stalking horse for America. Funnily enough.
Is that really wrong?
Yeah.
No, but it's an interesting reason.
Well, I mean, Britain is our mother country, so.
Is it?
So
I'll never forget that when I first moved over here, I went into a Poundland. And I was getting some.
We don't need to hear about fuck stuff.
No, I wasn't getting pounded. I went into Poundland.
TMI.
Wait, what?
I'm guessing it's the British version of the dollar store.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, okay.
And like
Not a pounded? You got a pounding?
No, she didn't.
Except it's more expensive.
Right, because the pound is worth more than the American dollar. Yes, our American dollar is just like. Anyway, continue on with the story, Marty.
Well, I was getting some decorations, and I went up Halloween decorations, and I went up to the register to pay for them, and the guy that was a couple people ahead of me was obviously British, and he starts yelling. He says, "Oh, this fucking Halloween bullshit! This American crap coming over here!" And
it's not American though.
And then he walks away a little bit, and as he's walking out the door, I just whispered to the cashier. I said, "I'm American," and she's like, "Hey, American here!" And he,
damn it, you were two people behind me in a queue in town.
Pro tip: Halloween isn't American.
I know.
Well, celebrating Halloween, it's different.
In this way, yes, it is very American, but
I thought it was Irish.
I think it's something like that.
No, Samhain is Celtic.
Yes, Halloween comes from that.
But I'm sorry, British people do not celebrate Halloween in the same way that Americans do.
No one celebrates Halloween in the same way than Americans. No one does like you. No one likes you.
We dress up in funny costumes and we give ourselves diabetes. Come on. What's not to love?
I do the same, but I don't wait for one day in the year.
I don't wait to dress up one day of the year to dress up as well.
I was talking about the diabetes, not the dress up.
Probably the biggest thing that surprised me moving over here, I mean, when you're talking about politics and stuff, is like in World War II, is how the British think that Churchill won the war.
No, he won the war.
Well, the Soviets did.
The Soviets did, yeah.
Because they had to stop the Nazis at Stalingrad so they can push. So Hitler was retreating in the east, so then we could invade from the west and the south. If you to kick Italy out the war. So
what you're taught in American high schools, is America won the war, and over here, what you're taught is that
Churchill single-handedly.
Yes, and it is just like it's just like Jesus Christ. You have to know.
You are related indeed. I mean,
from the bathtub.
I'm sure in France we would try to find a way to say we won the war if it was possible.
Well, part of France was conquered by the Nazis, called Vichy France. So
yeah, not all of France. The south of France wasn't.
Right.
That was where the resistance was.
Which is the Marquis. That's where they got the name from.
The Maquis.
Maquis.
There's no R in it. It's where I was born, actually. Well, there's the Maquis. It was a hot place of the resistance.
It's Nazis one day, Cardassians the next.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm kind of. How do you call patriot, but for your region or city?
Yeah, you're allowed to be proud of your region.
Like chauvinistic, is that the right word?
No, parochial.
I'm patriotic for myself.
Andy?
No, I'm not. I'm proud of being from that place in France because resistance.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's silly, I know, because it has nothing to do with me. But my grandfather was in the resistance, and I'm very proud of that.
Andy?
Well, my other grandfather was Italian, and he was a piece of shit that was pro-Mussolini, so I'm not so proud of that.
You talk about Halloween, but the one that always freaks the hell out of me with you Americans is the way you celebrate St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
It's just, why? What?
Oh, that's nothing. If you haven't...
we do that in France too. Any excuse to go booze.
Try Cinco de Mayo. It's even worse.
Yes. Yeah. And that's coming up in 3 days too.
I think the worst part is you've appropriated Sweden's national day for something you call D-Day. I don't know what it is. It's some obscure historical thing.
What's D-Day?
It's
invasion of
the
Normandy.
6th of June.
Normandy, you wouldn't understand.
Oh, it's the
When we saved you from
Normandy
Hitler, you're welcome.
thingy.
Invasion.
Yes.
Yeah, Normandy invasion. Yeah.
Invasion.
Well, we had to invade because Hitler owned France.
No, we didn't.
In the Cold War. In the Cold War, when Reagan was ramping up all the nuclear weapons into Europe.
Kitty, shut up! There's a cat on screen.
Oh God.
No, sorry, Mithrid. You can continue to talk.
The joke used to be that the Americans were late for the last 2 world wars, so they were going to start the next one.
Very true.
That's kind of true, though. I mean, they were late for the second one, but they really made up for it with Japan, right?
Oh, yeah.
They did. Yeah. Yes, we did.
I mean, you are the only country who ever used the atomic bomb.
Yep, and we did it twice.
Yeah, that's why I always say that I think Iran, America tries to get Iran not to have a nuclear bomb. I'm like, who is the last people that should ever be saying someone shouldn't have the nuclear bomb?
Yep.
America.
Israel. No, wait, you were going for America there.
South Africa.
But so it's totally just like me first, and I get the first, and like I have the biggest nuclear bomb, and no one else can have it because like I want to be on top. That's it.
No, you are the.
We can't let them have a nuclear bomb. They're run by a religious dictatorship. Wait, the wrong kind of religious dictatorship. Actually, Iran, their religious dictatorship is a rebellion against the Shah, who we did put in place.
Yes, exactly.
Well, it was sort of hijacked by the religious nutters.
Yeah.
It was a left-wing uprising originally.
But before Americans fucked with Iran, it was very, very, very advanced.
Mm-hmm.
And not at all religious. Well, not at all. Not really.
Yeah, but look what we did with Iraq. I mean...
Oh, God.
It's so much better now. I ask all the people
we put
from
Saddam
Iraq
in there in the first place.
if they think it's better now, and they say, yes, it's better now. I'm never going back there.
Funny about Saddam Hussein, he persecuted Muslims for years before acting like he was faithful. When I say funny, I mean not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't the Iraq War technically still going on?
Mm-hmm.
Which one?
I mean, we're still there. We're still fighting. Yeah.
Yeah, and because like
then the Korean War is still going on. Then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
there are people who weren't even born when the Iraq War started who are doing tours of duty in Iraq.
Yes, exactly.
My goodness.
Mm-hmm. But we're finally pulling out of Afghanistan.
Stop it, Andy. We feel old now. Well, I do, because I remember even the first Iraq War. I remember. So,
yep. I mean, and Nirvana Smells Like Teen Spirit is going to turn 30 this year as well.
Shut up! Why do you do that, you youngster?
It's pronounced Iraq, not Iraq.
Yes.
Stop being a nerd, Isaiah.
Yes.
I remember. I remember the Falklands War. So.
Oh, there's the Dire Straits song about that.
Brothers in Arms.
The Falklands was not a war.
It was an occupation.
Yeah, I know, but you know.
That was like our invasion of Panama.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really your old.
Who should own the penguins?
Well,
the Argentines or the British? Who should own the penguins?
I think the penguins should decide for themselves.
Oh, well.
I want all the penguins.
I guess.
I'm talking about birds, right?
Andy and Marty might know the Steve Bell cartoons from The Guardian, which had the penguins in. Steve Bell is a very
about birds.
No, he's a very left. Well, yeah, he's a very left-wing political cartoonist in the UK, and he in the when the Falklands started, he made a series of cartoons about the Penguins wanting to set up anarchist structures in the Falkland Islands, but then several of them came over here to try and overthrow the monarchy in the UK.
Can you explain that penguin thing? Are you talking about the bird?
Yeah.
They were featured in the cartoon by like a Steve Bell, a cartoon, a comic actually. In the cartoon.
That's weird.
It's called If and dot. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Talking about Happy Feet.
No.
Well, I
think the Falklands
you're too young and too innocent
penguins.
for your own good.
That's what they tell me.
I haven't seen that at all. That has somehow passed me by.
And I gotta leave soon too.
No problem.
I like your model, Queen Mary, by the way.
Thank you. So yeah, I'm just working on having more confidence, but it's like I know I can sing, but I feel like I may like mess up, so I'm a little like scared.
That's because you don't practice enough. When you have enough practice, I think you are more confident in not messing up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Do you know what the secret to life is? It's fake
42.
It's
42.
Fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. It's pretend.
If you can't dazzle them with dexterity, baffle them with bullshit.
I hate DX.
Yeah. I thought the secret to life was 42.
No, that's the answer to the ultimate question.
Okay.
It's a totally different thing.
Yes, that's my age.
You people can't get anything right.
I have understood anything. Shut up, David.
That's a good point, 8DX. Don't eat yellow snow.
Yeah.
And Von Rake says, fuck Happy Feet. I don't know what the penguin did to you, Von Rake, but...
Happy Feet.
Show me on the picture where the bad penguin touched you. You
know? Look at the pictures of some of the penguins and their teeth. That's like stuff of nightmares. But Isaiah, you're about to say something. You're going.
I've always wanted to go to Antarctica. I don't know why.
Because it's fucking awesome.
It's all white.
Yeah, I'm not good with the cold. I leave you to Antarctica.
I lived in Antarctica. I mean, Wisconsin.
Yeah, this is the state who stole everyone's winter last year.
When
got that polar vortex up there doing all sorts of wackadoo shit.
It's called Wisconsin, just like I say Canada, not Canada.
Yeah,
stop being a southerner. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, that's my
thing. The cool thing about me moving to St. Pete is now we got a hockey team called the Tampa Bay Rays, and I'm just going to stand up with my Canadian flag and say, "Yay, Avril Lavigne, Canada, Canada, Canada!" And everyone's like, "What the fuck is wrong with that kid?"
Tampa Bay Rays is the baseball team.
Tampa Bay Lightning. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Celine Dion, hockey, 90s alt rock. Is there no white culture you will not steal? Hockey is the only sport we're allowed to be good at.
Well, hockey has to be about the whitest sport you can ever get,
except for golf.
Golf. No. Croquet.
Golf isn't a sport.
Yeah, croquet.
Croquet. That's a rich people's golf.
It's not a sport. And golf. It's not a sport. It's some kind of I don't know, social experiment or something like that.
What is golf?
Golf or croquet?
Go for croquet, David.
Yeah, all of them. I mean, croquet. I mean, talking about Britain. Britain is full of ridiculous so-called sports.
Oh, cricket.
Usually
croquet.
Yeah, croquet.
Polo.
Yeah, that's cricket too.
Marco.
What about in Canada? Were they like that thing where they got the ball on the court and they whatever that is?
Oh, the curling.
Curling.
That thing is ridiculous. That's when you watch the Olympic Games. Watching those
it looks sexual. It looks sexual to me.
Yeah, very.
Yes,
it's
you're
very
trying to find
homoerotic.
you're trying to find the the spot.
Have you guys seen that video of how Americans see British sporting events?
Yeah. No, I think I know the one. It's the one in which is just they're walking around waving their arms and then they don't do anything.
And then suddenly someone wins for no reason. Yeah. And of course, the announcers have to be very careful what they say because in Britain, everything is slang for vagina.
Yeah, basically.
Except for vagina, which ironically means penis.
Yeah.
Shut up. In one of Pratchett's books, there's a running joke about Fanny, the big
Sweet
Fanny.
Fanny Adams.
Oh my God, that's so funny. The funny is funny. Is what I'm saying.
Well, if I do practice music, it's gonna be like things from like the '60s, like the Bee Gees.
It's okay. Get a guitar or piano and learn how to play. It's going to help you with pitch.
I don't have a guitar.
Oh, that's a bird song, Leto.
What?
I don't have a guitar.
Just get a guitar and learn how to play. It's a bird song.
Or it could be forget all about that macho shit and learn how to play guitar.
So my pitch is bad?
No,
but you said yourself that you weren't sure about your pitch and about holding the notes. Holding the notes, you need to learn how to breathe properly. But if you want to better your pitch, there's practice.
I have a lot of boogers in my nose. That may fuck it up a little bit.
That too much information.
Only if people are sitting in front of you.
Yeah.
That's really too much information.
Well, I got water and I do know how to breathe, so.
But do you know how to breathe?
A wise Tom appears. Hi, Tom.
Is there any difference?
Oh, that just fucked up all the pictures. I gotta move everything around.
Is there a difference to breathing now and then breathing?
You have to breathe with your belly. If that makes sense.
No. You have to breathe with your forehead.
I know that, but But I can't feel my belly. I can feel it, but
no. Yeah, you use your diaphragm. That's the biggest muscle in the body.
I can't feel it. I don't know where it's at.
It's
right here.
You know when you have hockey.
It's the base of your ribs.
It's when you have hiccup. It's the thing that's sticking to your lungs when you have
the thing that spasms when
your
you have
diaphragm.
I know, but I can't feel it when I breathe. So
that's because you don't breathe deep enough. You have to expand your rib cage. That's something you can learn if you can get yoga or Pilates.
I'm just poor, so I can't afford singing lessons.
Just find what.
There are plenty of stuff online you can use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of YouTube videos.
I'll send you videos. Okay, not this week because I'm fucked up.
There you go. There's a link for how to breathe. It's from the BBC.
Breathing. It was invented by Sir Thomas Breathe in the 1600s.
But before I do that, I'm gonna watch the Dusty Smith show. Before I do that.
Good evening, Tom. By the way.
Hello, Tom McDonald.
Hi.
I'm way ahead of you, boys.
Yeah, she is.
I tried to say hello, but I
and not boy.
I've been in and out. I've been watching and listening, and I've been in and out of. I've been sleeping and waking up. Today has just been a day I can't stay awake. And then you fucking fired shots at Wisconsin.
Oh God!
And I decided
came just for Wisconsin. I was sure.
I Wisconsin. You talk about my state. You talk about my state. And I'm going to give you a little bit of shit.
Tom? Huh? It's like
This is how you summon Tom.
Yeah,
it's the
you set up a pentagram made out of bratwurst.
It's a pentagram with the incense and the candles.
And sprinkle some cheese,
bratwurst, and
cheese and bratwurst.
The cheese is for me. Okay.
Well, and then you have a ring of beers around that. Yep.
The Colby cheese is mine.
Pop or soda.
Yes, that too.
I'm not saying people from Wisconsin are alcoholics, but
I am.
They have to be. It gets so fucking cold.
There's signs around the University of Wisconsin's football stadium that say "Do not urinate publicly."
Well, isn't that everywhere? I mean, you're in that place that we broke away from, that fucking England place right now, and don't they have? Maybe they don't. Maybe that's why you have soccer riots. People are trying to fucking.
That's called football. Thank you.
No, it's soccer. We play football.
It's football. Your thing is concussion game.
Yeah, we play hand egg, but anyway.
Well, I gotta run, but
By the way, Isaiah.
Yes.
You came the closest of anybody to honoring my state by the way you said Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yes, but you said it in the way that people from Milwaukee say it. Not the rest of the state, but people in Milwaukee say it just that way. So I wanted to honor.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Wisconsin. So I wanted to honor your contribution to the great state of Wisconsin.
Thank you. I think another thing that I suffer from is lack of motivation. It's like I know I'm motivated to do stuff, but I feel like whenever I watch television and there's celebrities man, I don't sleep. I grind 24/7. I was like, oh fuck, man, I need my beauty sleep to function.
They're lying.
Yes.
They are. Yeah,
or they're on a heck of a lot of cocaine.
I was gonna say because I need my
get Xanax. Honestly, you'll sleep.
I'm drinking caffeine anyway.
So it's it's like I want to practice singing, but if it's not going to take me anywhere, is it really worth putting the time, effort in it?
Enjoy it.
If you like doing it, of course it's worth it.
I do like doing it, and
then do it.
Well, like I said, I just don't think people will listen to the music I have. It's like,
well, who cares?
Don't worry about that.
It's like
if you're happy about it, don't fucking mind about other people. Do what you want.
Yeah, we suck. The whole rest of everybody sucks.
Yes.
It's like for yourself.
It's like I've never had sex. I've never been in love. I don't have a lot of money.
So fucking overrated, babe.
Yep, I never had it either. So
that's what
I have.
That's what I remember.
Of it, and I'm so over it.
Okay. Well, I gotta run, but it's because I gotta make lunch and stuff. But it's nice talking to you guys, and I'll see you guys next Sunday.
Okay, Will.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye. Love you guys. See you next week.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye. In the arms of an angel.
So can I kick you out?
That song always makes me fall asleep.
Oh, I'm sorry, kick you out. Okay.
Definitely sing. It's not Celine Dion. Okay.
Definitely out of tune. Definitely out of tune.
It's not out of tune.
You're doing better than me.
I do hear people say that people should sing songs that they're comfortable with, not just any song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I think
sing any song that you like singing, even Celine fucking Dion.
Yes.
Well, do what makes you happy, okay, babe?
I don't know what makes me happy. A lot of things make me happy. I gotta pick one.
No, you don't.
Well, if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad.
You can do everything you want.
If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad.
It's like I like Star Trek, Star Wars.
Then you don't have to pick. I do too.
Wars, both Star and Trek.
The paradox of a choice is a thing, but it's not that bad of a thing, as it were, especially when you're talking about things that you enjoyed. Nothing wrong with the paradox of choice there.
I like Billie Eilish and Gojira.
Well, I like Billie Eilish. I have a massive crush on her, but I had to
she's too young. Stop it.
She's 20.
She's 18 and 19.
So you're tricky, so you should find the
20.
Find the words to the Bilbo Baggins song and do that one. You can't sing. That's one of the
Shut
songs
up,
that you
David. You're
can't
going to
sing
confuse the kid.
worse than the original.
Hey, Leonard Nimoy did it the best. He did it better than anyone else.
Yeah, it's great, but he can't sing.
Who?
So I'm gonna
Leonard Nimoy.
He's dead.
He released a
Of course
folk
he can't
album.
sing.
So I'm gonna share a song. Wait, hold on.
This is the Wisconsin goodbye, because it's like 15 minutes long.
Yep.
Yeah, we're standing at the car now. The car window's down. I'm leaning against the car.
It's like a Wagnerian
talking
opera.
into the window.
Yeah, it's like a Wagnerian opera. That's
it's
right, David.
It's like the ending of the Return of the King. 15 different endings, and Isaiah shares a YouTube video.
That's the music that I listen to.
Cool.
Oh wait,
What? If it's Avril Lavigne, I'm not talking to you anymore.
It's not.
Oh no, it's okay.
Okay, let me also put the link into the live chat so people know what we're listening to, and they can.
I'm not
Rhinoceros
listening to
by
it
Block.
right now. There are people to talk to.
It's from 1999 from a movie Blast from the Past. That's where it's from.
Oh, I did enjoy that movie. Yeah, very 90s though. About like a guy who was in the 60s, born and raised by 60s families in the nuclear
Born and raised in South Detroit. Took a midnight train going anywhere.
No.
And then was the 60 kids that they walk around in the 90s, starring Brendan Fraser. But anyway,
and Alicia Silverstone and the girl from Carrie
and Dave Foley.
Brendan Fraser is awesome.
I agree.
Sissy
Spacek.
Sissy Spacek.
Are you talking about California Man?
Encino Man, you mean?
Yes. Sorry.
Anyway.
That's the one you're talking about?
No, Isaiah was talking about the movie Blast from the Past. I don't know what
Blast from the Past is the one where he grew up in a bomb shelter because an airplane crash made his parents think that the Cold War had done the thing.
I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a very funny movie. It's goofy as hell. And I
saw the one where he's a prehistoric guy.
I saw Con Air last night.
Encino Man?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
Con Air is so bad.
Brendan
Nicolas Cage cannot do a southern accent to save his fucking life.
No, he can't. But anyway,
Nicolas Cage can't do a lot of things. Let's be serious.
He also can't act to save his life. So
yeah,
depends on who
he can overact.
Yes,
he does that very nicely.
All right, well, I'll see you guys later.
Are you still here?
Yeah, he's still here. He hasn't.
Go live your life, babe.
I made the joke that
don't forget to write.
Bye, Isaiah.
Bye.
Bye.
It's nice having friends like you in the world that can help me through these difficult times.
Now go away and sing.
Seriously,
fuck off and go sing.
Well, I'm gonna eat first because I'm that unmotivated because I gotta eat.
Okay.
Just sing.
Don't sing when you eat though, because you could choke and that would be bad.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
Fly away
from me.
Why do I want to adopt a puppy now?
Andy is the only one who is allowed to sing. Okay.
You should sing something from Cats. So.
Oh, God.
Got good news. I graduate from school in September.
Hey.
Film school.
Yay.
Hey.
So then you can make films, watch films, be in films.
You have to learn how to watch films in America.
Oh, I've been watching films before I started. Before I
Stop talking to him. He's still here, for fuck's sake.
Before I took the class, I was watching every action movie there was to get to how do you make a film, and because
not like Transformer that guy.
Michael Bay. Oh God.
No, don't let it be Michael Bay. No.
Yeah, Michael Bay. I kind of liked Michael Bay back in the day, but he really fucked up Pearl Harbor, though.
No,
I think Pearl Harbor.
That was the Japanese.
Oh, damn it, David, you beat me.
Yeah, that was the Japanese.
And you both beat me.
I don't get for Canadian, because that's what Michael Bay is. Why does he have so many American flags even though he's a Canadian? What the fuck is all that about?
Michael Bay is...
He likes money.
Yeah, he likes money.
Dollar.
And explosions with fireworks in them.
He has a colossal military hard-on, let's be honest about it.
Yeah. He loves explosions and blowing things up, and
I guess
things go boom.
I guess Come to America if Canadians too wussified for you.
Yeah. Just
okay, go eat now, baby.
Just do us a favor and never tell us your opinion on Citizen Kane, ever.
No. No.
But I gotta run for reals though. I'll catch you guys next week.
Yeah.
For real though.
I don't believe you. Stay around. Talk to us some more. It's important to your life and to the way that
Wisconsin cred.
If you don't let Isaiah go, I'm leaving.
At the end of
this, don't incentivize me.
Boom.
From the state of
I'm not going to report you to Zoom. Oh wait, you won't be able to rejoin the meeting. Oh,
from the state of Florida, Florida.
Okay, Florida. Tim in the chat is very offended that someone thinks Bay is Canadian.
Yeah, he was born in LA.
Okay.
So he was born in the USA.
I'll catch you.
Born in the U. Fuck off.
At the end of this show, though, just for the mummified remains of Isaiah.
That's patriotic anthem, yeah.
Oh my god.
Jesus. Okay. All right.
Have you ever seen the Michael Bay?
Seriously, you said you were going. Mm-hmm. There we go. This time, I'm going to kick you out. You have to go, Isaiah. Go away.
Do we have a fishy fashion today, John, or not?
He left.
No, I kicked him out.
I don't think that's what.
But yes, we do have fishy fashy.
Yeah, we know, Tim.
Okay,
we understand.
how many options? How many choices in fishy?
Only 3.
All right. Good.
This time, we once again we're going historical in honor of our British guests and our expat. I've selected 3 historical quotes. 2 of them are that noted humanitarian Winston Churchill, and the other one is Adolf Hitler.
Oh God!
I'm sorry, I'm gonna nail this one. It's sort of my speciality. But...
Oh, this is just like the dumpster flower section in his 4-part of the Dark Side of Liberalism, where it's Churchill or Hitler. Oh, this is going to be a tough one.
It's going to be hard. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
so our first
not
quote:
"Shoot
Gandhi." And if that does not suffice to reduce them to submission, shoot a dozen leading members of Congress. And if that does not suffice, shoot 200, and so on until order is established. You will see how quickly they will collapse as soon as you make it clear that you mean business.
I mean, of course, it's Churchill. It's about Gandhi.
Right.
That being said, I agree with him. Shoot Gandhi.
For different reasons.
All right. Our second quote is, "There is no need to exaggerate the part played in the creation of Bolshevism and in the actual bringing about of the Russian Revolution by these international and for the most part atheistical Jews. It is certainly a very great one. It probably outweighs all others. With the notable exception of Lenin, the majority of the leading figures are Jews. Moreover, the principal inspiration and driving power comes from the Jewish leaders."
I'm trying to let the guests respond because I talk too much.
I think that's Hitler. I don't think Churchill was a fan of Bolsheviks either. I just think there's too much reference to Jews.
Yeah.
I don't think Churchill had quite the hate boner for Jews.
But we haven't heard the third quote yet.
Yeah.
Yes, and our third quote: "A grave danger represents itself. 2/5 of the insurgents in the field are Negroes. These men would, in the event of success, demand a predominant share in the government. The result being, after years of fighting, another black republic."
That was Churchill in South Africa in the Boer War. He was a journalist there.
Actually, in this case, the quote is talking about Cuba, not South Africa.
Oh. In that case, I apologize.
Listen, you didn't say it.
So we have our 3 quotes, one about shooting Gandhi and then larger and larger numbers of Indians. The second quote about the role of the international Jew in the creation of Bolshevism. And finally, 2/5 of the Negroes in the creation of a black republic in Cuba. So, we'll of course start with our guests. Captain Mandy, which one do you think was Hitler?
Yeah, I think that one about the Bolsheviks has got to be Hitler.
Okay, the second one about the international Jews.
So I don't think Churchill. I don't think he exactly liked Jews, but I don't think he had quite the hate boner for them that Hitler had. I think that's what gives it away.
Okay, and next up, Marty, which one do you think is Hitler?
I'll go with 2 as well. Thank you.
Okay. And Mithril, which one do you think was Hitler?
I've got a horrible feeling you're making it too bloody obvious.
Yes.
Which leads me to suspect I'm going to go for the first one.
Oh, the Gandhi one.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's go ahead and proceed counterclockwise. David.
The one with which one was Hitler?
Yes, which one was Hitler?
All of them. But more specifically, I think also
all
number 2.
Churchill, yeah.
I can't remember him saying that, but number 2 is.
Well, Hitler said a lot of shit, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, Churchill. I can't remember Churchill saying that.
He also said a lot of shit, yeah. Yep. All right. So next up, Julie, which one do you think?
Yeah, I think it's 2. Maybe it's 3, but the first one for me is Churchill. I'm pretty sure it's Churchill, but maybe it's, I don't know. I mean, same difference, you know? But it should Gandhi, all right, okay. Fuck pedophiles. And, yeah, 2.
All right. Tom, which one do you think is the fake? Gandhi, Jews, or Black Republic?
Fuck, I hate this. It came out. It came up 2.
Okay.
It came up the obvious one.
It's just a game, Tom. It's okay.
But I need to win.
I know.
We in Wisconsin. I'm from Wisconsin. We got nothing but winning and cold and beer
and brats
and cheese.
Brats and cheese. I guess we get a lot. We get the
and hockey.
And
no, we don't. We don't have hockey. Well, well, I guess we do.
Why don't you have hockey, Tom?
You have Green Bay
don't know if we have
and the Vikings.
Yeah,
fuck you. Well, Vikings, you cocksucker.
You just offended Tom.
I need to go. I need to say bad things that will offend people.
What was it, Andy?
Vikings, aren't those? Isn't that the farm team for the Packers?
No. There's no. The joke is why doesn't Iowa have a professional football team? And the answer is because then Minnesota would want one too.
All right, and finally, Jonathan, which one do you think is the fake?
I
the Hitler? Sorry.
Yeah, which one is the Hitler quote out of the 2 others that might be Churchill quote? No, I'm not going to roll the dice. I'm going to go with the second one.
Okay. Okay, so you all agree on the third one. A grave danger represents itself. Right. 2/5 of the insurgents in the field are Negroes. Mm-hmm. These men would, in the event of success, demand a predominant share in the government, the result being, after years of fighting, another black republic. Churchill in 1896 on Cuba.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Von Reich, you're wrong. Von Reich did pick the third one.
He was probably thinking of Haiti, the great
much
evil
earlier
thing.
Yes, the great black hope.
Yeah, right.
Okay, and then we have 2 other options. Mithril is all alone, thinking the first one is Hitler. The rest of you all agree that number 2 is Hitler. And
no,
number
my dice
two,
did. I want to make it clear. My dice agreed. I don't.
And number two is Winston Churchill. There is no need to exaggerate the part played in the creation of Bolshevism. Yes, Churchill was not a fan of Bolshevism, and he blamed it on the Jews.
The Lenin part should have sort of
the
Lenin
part should have.
He had some sympathy for the Jewish Bolshevism conspiracy theory. Yep.
Is Mithrid singing in your butt?
Yes, he is in your butt.
No, louder, Mithrid. You earned it.
All right.
And so the first one was, in fact, Hitler. He made his remarks to the British government minister Lord Halifax at Berchtesgaden in November of 1937.
Congratulations to Mithril for knowing his Hitler.
Yeah.
Not something I would be real proud of. But...
Are you Phoenix?
So yes, I did make it very, very obvious. I just scrolled through, Hitler or Churchill's shitty quotes until I found one that talked about Jews, and I said, "Okay, that's a good one."
It fooled us.
And then I scrolled through Hitler quotes until I found one that wasn't about Jews, which was very difficult.
You earned that one. You earned that one, John. Even though Mithro did manage to actually guess correctly, you did earn that one.
I'm not surprised that Churchill went on a rant about Jews. I'm just surprised about Hitler giving a shit about
Gandhi,
foreign politics and India.
Well, it's because the British Army roped in a load of Indian soldiers, which we conveniently ignore nowadays.
Oh yes,
well, this was
we
before
do the same with
Hitler
the North
had started
African
his war.
Who fought for France.
Hitler hadn't yet invaded France and all that stuff in 1937.
Oh right.
So they were still on somewhat talking terms, and basically he hated all the brown people, and he was in favor of colonialism and exerting control through massively authoritarian means. So yeah.
You can do it, Phoenix. I believe in you.
Yeah, Phoenix is going to go out, going to do a dangerous thing and go out without their king. Run errands without their king.
Actually, I've been using stairs here for about a week without my cane. I'm slow, but it's doing me good, I think.
But how are you going to hit anyone?
That's a good point.
Yeah. I'm not hitting anyone home. That's just Mylene and I here. I'm not hitting her.
Unfortunately for Leto, the social distancing thing means that everyone stays too far away for anyone to hit.
Yeah, so instead of a cane, you should get yourself a walking stick, so you can do the whole Gandalf thing and say, no, this is just for walking.
I was thinking more. Have you seen the old Macedonian phalanx? They had like spears.
They
were 20 feet long.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shut up and buy me a sword cane, okay?
I thought you didn't want them because they're heavy.
That is the coolest. That is the coolest.
That's also way too heavy for me to be able to use it in a useful
You can get
way.
one of aluminium. I'm sure.
Yeah, but that's
titanium.
Not
Get a titanium cane.
Titanium sword.
I am titanium.
All right.
I'm singing to fuck with John. Oh, Sasha.
Yep, Sasha's on the screen. So yes.
We lost Captain Andy.
No, Captain Andy probably stepped away just to get the refresher beer because Captain Andy's coming back.
Now I thought Captain Andy was drinking shit beer like I am.
Well, he lives in Britain, so probably.
Oh,
in America, well, especially in Wisconsin, we use like hops and malt and stuff. I don't know. I suppose if you
didn't know Americans knew how to do beer that wasn't piss, though.
Wisconsin is full of Germans. That's how they got it.
Yeah, the Wisconsin.
Oh, that's why.
Don't forget the Americans use meat in beer.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Probably the biggest thing I was offended about when I got here was I was going through the local park and I saw somebody had dumped a case of Budweiser.
Yeah, I'm afraid.
I mean, you're American, right? Isn't that what you drink?
That's piss water.
Yes, it is.
Like
Sex in a canoe.
Sex in a canoe.
It's fucking close to water.
Thank you for.
I don't
that.
drink alcohol either anymore, but
alcohol's
I know my
poison,
beer.
yeah.
Okay, I'm French, and we don't know how to do that, but we know how to
I mix it with
borrow
Spanish.
from our neighbors.
Yeah.
Just say we're just next to Belgium, okay?
Yeah. Well, you like to walk naked feet on grapes. It's like a national hobby.
Yeah.
As I understand it, that's what I've been
Well,
told. Anyway.
nothing makes good wine like foot fungus.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
That's
That
what.
was- that was
That's how you
disgusting.
get the bouquet of it all.
Yeah.
Is that why? Is that why wines like things like champagne are regional? You have regional foot fungus that gives it the specific flavor.
And the people from Champagne, they're not allowed to move from there because their fungus is needed.
Or
I
use fungicides.
don't
on
even
their
know
feet,
where Champagne is.
Champagne is in the northeast.
Oh,
in
that's
the
why I don't know. Nobody
Yes,
wants to live there.
It's in the fizzy
near-
district.
It's next to the Germans. No one wants to live
It's
there.
near Rem. Is that right, Yuli?
Reims.
Reims, yeah. And Charleville, Messier.
Yep.
which is around there.
The runs.
No, Reims.
Ram.
No, we're not. David, we're not talking about diarrhea.
Hey, I'm from a neutral country. I have to try to get people to fight so we can sell them weapons.
A neutral country, right?
Did you sell to us in the Civil War? In our Civil War?
Probably not, because we were. I don't think we had much of an arms industry back then, but we do now.
Well, we should have another Civil War.
You mix your beer with Sprite?
Yeah, shandy. Yeah.
I should try
We
that.
do that in France
Yes.
too with lemonade.
Yeah, beer.
Oh, that
Beer and
what
lemonade.
Sprite
We
is.
call that a panache.
But that's what Sprite is.
It's lemonade. Yes. Okay.
Same thing.
It's
Lemonade
shitty
in
lemonade
America.
though.
Well, lemonade in America is something different. It's
Yeah, I know.
Like squash.
What is it? What is it elsewhere?
It's
Lemonade
like
in-
Sprite.
Lemonade is lemons and sugar.
It's not that in
Lemon juice.
Europe.
Fizzy.
Well, then what?
Fizzy lemonade.
It's very sweet.
It's soda.
It's when
Yeah,
you
it's
try
soda.
Why
to.
would you-
So lemonade in like the rest of the places is like more of a fizzy drink, as where lemonade here is. It's like
First-
it's like an orange juice but with lemons.
Yeah,
Does
it's
the time I ordered a
logical.
lemonade in
but-
the UK, I got a big surprise.
Is there are there actually lemon? Is there lemon juice in lemonade in
No.
in your place?
No.
It's
It's called
vaguely
cloudy
it's,
lemonade.
it's vaguely acidic. Let's just say. I think
Oh,
there's
you
acid,
people are-
citric acid in it, but not real lemons. I
You
don't
people
think
are
so.
strange.
Yeah. Well,
I thought it was aid to lemons. I was confused. I thought, why?
Why do we need to aid lemons? Captain, you were about to say something?
No, just saying, I didn't realize for years, American lemonade isn't fizzy. I wondered why people in movies were making like lemonade and like kids were selling lemonade at lemonade stands. It's like, how do they carbonate it? Like,
Yeah.
how do-
Lemonade stand is basically an orange juice stand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was confused
Not a
by that, but
Coca-Cola stand.
It's carbonated. It's fizzy lemon. You can get cloudy lemonade, which is like green.
That is our lemonade.
Lemon in it.
Mhm.
And
That's
you can get-
American lemonade.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just get cheap diet lemonade. I don't know why they call it diet anymore, because I don't think sugar is in anything anymore. But but they still call it that. But yeah, it's just basically I don't know how much real lemon is in it, but it's like Sprite or 7-Up.
That makes sense. But Sprite, 7-Up, or Encermus or lemon lime sodas, as it were. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have something that looks like your lemonade in France. It's called pulco. It's pure lemon juice.
Yeah. That's what
We use it to we mix it in with water and sugar in
presse.
the winter, in the summer.
Citron presse. I used to love that when I was in France.
You're talking very well French. And I'm not talking very well English. That was amazing syntax, wasn't it?
It was.
It was shitty. Sorry. I'm not sorry. I make a lot of effort to speak your fucking language, okay?
Yes, you do. And I at least appreciate it.
I think Linton was talking to Bethro and Captain Andy because we're speaking American.
I always feel.
Oh, their language. All right.
No, I understand their language just fine. Thank you. That's the one I learned at school, actually.
I always feel hideously embarrassed when we get when I'm playing my online game and we'll get some kid in from, I don't know, got a kid in from Turkey the other day and he was apologizing to me for his English. And I was just like, I'm 54. I don't know any fucking Turkish. I don't know what the hell you're apologizing to me for. Yep. Really, I don't.
Because he probably was mocked before for his accent.
Well, not by me.
I know I keep apologizing for my accent, even though it's not that awful anymore.
It was worse before.
I'm
sorry.
Yes, it was. No, it was way worse before. I know. Yeah.
Well, in that game, we have a reporting mechanism for people, and I had some horrible, I'm ashamed to say, British person being really unpleasant. So I just said, happy to report you, mate, for your racism and your disgusting bigotry. So hopefully he's got his account cancelled.
Oh, good. I love cancel culture. It's my thing.
Oh, Andy, since you're into punk, have you seen that?
The Danzig thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that thing from the guy from the Misfits.
Yeah. If punk existed,
if woke culture existed back in the day, punk would not exist.
Yeah, punk wouldn't exist today because of cancel culture, and you're like, what?
It's hilarious. These people can't handle the fact that they got old. That's what it comes out. Like, punk wouldn't happen now. No, it is still.
Hey! Be kind to your elders. I am here still.
We're talking about the old
punk. But you're an exception, and Mithril too.
At least you're not from Wisconsin. Oh wait.
I am from. Yes, well, fuck you. We beat you, so we beat you and we saved you twice. So I think we're all right.
Yeah.
Besides, you were talking about. I wanted to ask about. You were talking about what your knowledge of our Civil War is. Earlier, long time ago.
Zero, but.
Yeah, well, my understanding of the English Civil War, which one? Oh, well, I was going to say you say you have the English Civil War is though you didn't have like the fucking War of the Roses and every time some monarch wanted to would-be monarch took over somebody else's monarchy. But I'm talking about the Roundheads and the Cavaliers. And from my memory, and maybe you can clear it up for me, wasn't that a dispute among English people about who was going to best oppress Ireland?
Yes.
That was my understanding, was who was going to do the best job of keeping those nasty Irish people down.
Oliver Cromwell, Lord Protector of England.
Yeah.
Well, if history had been different, Cromwell apparently at one point had thought about going to the New World, i.e. America.
Yeah.
He would have fit right in. We were a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, he was one of them, like those people with the weird hats, those who call it witches. He was basically
the pilgrims.
But he didn't. In the end, he didn't do that. He stayed here and overthrew the monarchy. That was his.
And cancelled Christmas.
Yeah.
Too bad. Too bad the overthrow the monarchy thing didn't stick.
Yeah.
Well, the trouble is, you see, he once having fought in favour of Parliament all that time. Once he was in charge, he ended up abolishing Parliament because they wouldn't do it.
Typical liberal.
It's this whole thing about like replace. It's one of the reasons why I don't believe in this idea of a dictatorship of the proletariat.
Yeah.
Because once you're thinking like, no, you're not dictating properly. We will dictate in a really benevolent way that will benefit people.
Right. Fucking Lenin.
That's what a dictatorship is. Dictatorship is entirely you thinking you know what's best. That's all he did.
Yeah. Also, power corrupts.
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone saying otherwise is lying. I'm sorry, but
yeah. But
I don't know. I think I'd be pretty cool.
Shut up.
Yeah. But I have to say, as a busker, right? Although I am an anarchist, I have to admit, we as buskers will forever have Charles II to thank for our right to busk, because basically what happened was once Charles II returned to England and had Cromwell's corpse unearthed and dragged through the streets, in order to bring merriment back to England, he declared that the streets he said that like, minstrels and makers of merriment shall ever have free reign over the cities. So whenever anyone in the UK tries to ban busking or try and over-regulate it or anything like that, we can always appeal to the fact that it has royal approval, and that's really difficult to overturn.
Oh, monarchy being useful for once.
Well, look, the king said this is okay.
So Charlie comes in, gets drunk, and says, "I want music. Give me some fucking tunes."
Yeah, basically, yeah. Because Cromwell banned everything. Because Cromwell was a Puritan. He banned anything that was fun. He banned music, banned Christmas, just banned it all. So once Charles II came along, he was like, right, let's bring all the fun stuff back. So he said, like, minstrels, get out there, fill the streets with music. And he decreed it and made it like, that's really difficult to overturn in the UK. To overturn, like,
that's cool.
Yeah, you need to make Charles II medallions for all the buskers.
There were other problems with Charles II, though, right?
I really fucking love swans.
Yeah,
Give me some swans.
So forever, though, he will, on that specific issue, we will always have him to thank for.
I was going to say we didn't have a civil war in France, but that's
Didn't
not
you?
exactly true.
I think everyone else thought you did.
Isn't that what the English invasion, the whole 100 Years' War was basically a really shitty, stupid civil war, but what's his name? Yeah, he was descended from Normans.
What? Who?
The English kings were descended from Normans, therefore they said we get to be the kings of France. And
Norman
therefore
Mailer.
it was a civil war.
No, it's the other way around, I think.
Yeah.
William was French and he went.
No, that was in 1066,
but
the 100 Years' War was a couple hundred years later.
Oh yeah, no,
it didn't last 100 years, and it wasn't a civil war.
I'm saying that it was a civil war because England was technically part of France.
No, it wasn't.
It was a war. It was a war between the king of England and the king of France. So,
did you have a civil war, David? Well, not you personally, but
I haven't had one today. We'll see what happens next.
Well,
tomorrow.
Yeah,
because you still have a monarchy, right?
Tomorrow's another day.
Yeah, we still have a monarchy.
And your king likes to wear funny hats.
Well,
he was
the king of Sweden.
The king of Sweden nowadays usually wears just a plain suit and maybe a military cap when he's an admiral.
Oh, like the one in Spain.
Yeah, they're more or less the same. But and it was his birthday the other day. Actually, the 30th of April.
See, I knew it. The king of Sweden likes to wear funny hats.
Well,
if you look on YouTube in about 30 seconds, you'll see.
There's a picture of him with a sort of Viking cap. I think that's the one that you're going to. Yeah, he's a ridiculous figure because
I mean, he's a king, of course.
If he wasn't born to his office, he would be absolutely nobody.
Yeah. Like there's one of him in a Viking hat. There's one of him in a bunny hat, and there's a moose hat, and there's a mushroom hat, and then there's an
Oh,
alien
and
thing, and there's a
there's
hot
Cthulhu.
dog.
I think
Tentacle
probably some
hat.
of them might be photoshopped.
Yeah, I think the
wild
mushroom
Bunny
hat
stab,
is
probably is.
photoshopped.
just a wild stab in the dark. I mean,
The
I'm
mushroom hat
maybe
is photoshopped, but I think the bunny hat and the hot dog hat might be photoshopped too. That's hard to tell. But this frog hat, I'm pretty sure is real.
Yeah,
You should do a fishy fashy on the king's hats.
yeah.
Photoshopped
Is
or
this
did
a
he
hat?
actually- yes, did he actually wear that?
Indigenous Heretic says in the chat, colonizers and your imperialists shakes head tokes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
Yes,
back to
that's
the
I
that's the
beheaded
civil
mine.
response.
Okay, I single-handedly beheaded mine. Okay.
Yes.
Oh, you were already there back in like the 1700s.
Yes, I'm old.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Yes.
I
Well,
found it
we
amusing.
need-
I found it
well,
really
that's-
amusing when David said that they barely covered the Civil War because that was modern history. In the
Yeah.
U.S. history classes, we don't cover anything after World War II because that's modern history.
No, we
Yeah,
don't
but
cover
your
anything
country
after.
is like 20 years old, so
yeah,
don't cover
we
anything
are
after
only
World
in
War-
the modern period.
No, we don't cover things after World War II because
That's political.
You've been bad boys.
No. The school year always runs out in modern history before the teachers get past World War II. We're so interested in the stuff that we won that we don't want to talk about the stuff that we didn't, that we had a little bit more trouble with. And it's got nothing to do with pride or hubris or anything like that. It's just, the time ran out. We didn't have time. We didn't manage our time well. And we haven't managed our time well for, 50 years.
The public school funding, that's the word. This is why we need charter schools and like vouchers for private schools, so get the parents the choice for education.
Yeah.
You know what we don't learn in French school? That Bastille Day was a prison break.
Interesting.
I think
it wasn't really actively
late.
used as a prison at the time, though.
Yes, it was.
Oh, yeah.
There was political prisoners in the Bastille. Oh, yes, that's why it was taken and
I think more importantly, it had guns in it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, there were only 7 prisoners there at the time.
Yeah, political prisoners. That's still a prison break. Stop being nitpicky.
I only had 2 history teachers when I was at school. One who was incredibly boring, and
Isn't that all history teachers though?
Well, no.
Sorry, David.
But he
patches on
we used to take great pride in the fact that if we misbehaved enough, he would go and lock himself in his storeroom and cry.
Oh, that's mean. Poor man.
As an adult, you look back on that and think, my God, that was appalling. But the other one was a former major in the British Army and was brilliant about history. He was fantastic, passionate, but he taught he was about social history. He wasn't interested in kings and queens. He was he was a real social historian, but he'd served in Palestine in 1948.
Like David.
When Ben Gurion was active, and he said he'd seen some fairly horrendous things there, and it was a story. He was a really cool guy,
I decided David is a history teacher, even if it's not entirely accurate. So.
Well, I am.
Yeah, but
I just don't get to teach history much these days because it's not prioritized in school.
Well, you don't
for
have
some
history.
strange reason.
Well, you don't have any interesting history, so.
Those who don't learn from history are doomed to vote for Trump, even in Sweden.
Yeah, we had some people trying to vote for Trump in the Swedish national election.
Oh boy!
Really?
I'm sorry.
Shows you the level of ignorance on display.
Oh man, it's not just the virus that is catching. I'm sorry about that.
No, it's not just, and it's not just in the U.S. That's the sad thing.
Well,
basically, 1/6 of the population always wants to lick the boot.
Yeah, the British Trump has got himself into all sorts of trouble at the moment. So
who?
Boris
Johnson?
Johnson.
He wanted to gild
It's
his
not Trump,
private.
though. Unlike Trump, he's smart.
Well, that's
He's
the
competent.
difference.
He wanted to buy a golden
smart.
toilet or something.
He's not
like
competent. He really
he's not
is
competent at all, but he's smart
No.
because he plays idiot, but he's not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I saw a film of him being quite nicely coiffed. He had his hair combed, and then he was going into an interview and he messed it up on purpose.
Yeah, he does it on purpose
as a way of saying, I'm just a buffoon. I'm a silly guy.
But he's not a buffoon or a silly guy. He's a mean, evil motherfucker.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
Trump is actually dumb. That's not the same thing.
Yeah, Trump is actually.
Yeah, like Trump
remarkably
isn't
stupid.
smart enough to recognize how much of a fool he makes of himself. Like he'll have these typhoons, like saying "stop the count" and all this, and he doesn't realize how much of a child he comes across as doing that. Like most people, most adults are sensible enough. They're thinking that, they're feeling that, but they are like they're sensible enough to not actually do that. Like your average adult Republican or adult right winger of whatever stripe is sort of knows you kind of keep that.
Do adult Republicans actually exist though?
Well,
Mitt Romney?
I mean,
No.
Depends on how you define adult.
Yeah, that's my point. I mean, being Republican is quite tense for me. No.
If by adult you mean tall and has body hair, then yes. If by adult you mean competent at dealing with the world and recognizing unpleasant truths, then no.
No. Yeah, well, the thing is, I mean, I think what like Trump comes out with is what most Republicans think. It's the difference is they're just a little bit more careful about how they say it. Like,
even the Democrats, honestly, let's be honest.
Yeah.
The difference between Trump and Biden is politeness, mostly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like with Biden,
No, I'm sorry, Tom. It's more complicated than that. I know, but
okay.
No, it's simple.
Okay, he still hasn't closed the concentration camps. Okay, and I'm just going to leave that. He opened one.
I'm going to going to be quiet because there's no way for me to say things that won't make me unhappy or other people unhappy.
No, but I know. And I know they're not the same.
I'm not a big Biden supporter. I just.
I know they're not the same, Tom. It's hyperbole. Okay.
Okay. As long as all right. As long as there's hyperbole, understood.
It's a French thing.
Shut up. Like I said, my butt is smarter and better than Trump. It's a low bar. Okay.
Yeah. You keep saying that, but you never show us. I don't think.
So we should ask
George Perv.
So we should talk to Little's Butt and ask her Little's Butt's questions about like fishy fashing and like geopolitical politics and stuff like that.
My butt is incompetent. Okay.
So it's more competent than Trump. I got you. All right.
Well, duh. Yes. That doesn't mean it should be president.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference, isn't it? Though, like with Biden and Trump, like they're both sex offenders. But the thing, Trump will brag about this on camp. He'll say that whole grab him by the pussy thing. Like Biden wouldn't do that because he's too smart. Like he's actually intelligent enough to know you don't brag about doing that when you're being recorded, or even if you think you might be being recorded, because
not that Trump supporters care about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Biden supporters.
Well, no, they want to protect women and girls from minorities, not from rich white men.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Biden is a real politician, and he has history of being trained as a politician. Trump is not. And
he's a TV reality star.
Yeah, and that's I think to Captain Andy's point, that's a big part of the difference. Is that
I know.
Biden knows how to make it look less awful.
But it's the frightening thing that he was able to get elected despite not being able to do all the kind of things you're expected to do as a politician, it suddenly makes you wonder, like, because most Republicans would not come out with some of the stuff he comes out with. They think it, but they sort of think, well, you don't say that.
Yeah, but I think that's part of why Trump was elected, actually.
Yeah,
because he did it. He appealed to fascist America.
Yeah, and about
I mean, the Southern strategy was be racist, but don't sound racist. And Republicans, I mean, once they completed the switchover, whichever happened in the mid-90s, I mean, the Republican base has been annoyed with the don't sound racist part forever. They've been railing against, I mean, back then it was PC culture, and then now it's woke culture, but it's the exact same thing. It's always stop telling us not to say.
Yeah, well, NASCAR banned the Confederate flag, a year or so ago?
And, last year.
Yeah, and so what happened is that all of the racist assholes who used to fly Confederate flags at NASCAR events started flying the blue stripe American flag, the thin blue
line.
Oh, okay.
The
we want to kill black people flag.
All cops are good flag. And
the Kamala Harris flag. Sorry, I'm not really a fan of Kamala Harris. I'm pissed off that shit. Anyways, Tom,
you're
I'm
trying
being
to get
an
me
ass, but
you're trying to get me to fuck. Okay.
I was trying to make you laugh. Actually, I was just being an ass.
Yeah. All right. Well, I was laughing inside.
I'm sorry, Tom.
No. I agree with you.
You know what I think about all that. I'm
just.
Of course, it's better than Trump. Of course, at least you have something of a plan for the pandemic.
Yeah, that was the one good thing we can actually point to of like the response to the COVID-19 pandemic. That's what makes Biden better than what Trump and cause people to survive. But that is a low bar still.
Well, but still, he also has an infrastructure plan that actually, at least in his view, his part of the infrastructure plan, the bigger part was going to address climate change and things like that, and green energy.
Well, let's hope it does that. We'll
it's
see
not.
That's
going to. I suspect that part's going to get cut because Republicans are talking about a tiny little bill that addresses roads, and that's all. Roads and broadband. Now, broadband would be good.
Yeah,
but that's not.
Rail would be good too, but
a high-speed rail across the country, that would be good. Yeah.
Oh God, I would live for that.
But tear up all the streets in the cities, replace them with light rail and grass. Well,
America has no history of railways. None at all.
Yeah, we do.
No, you don't.
History of railways.
No, you don't.
At least
you're talking to David. Why are you arguing? He's being an ass. Stop it.
I mean, the North was one of the most heavily railways in the world. The South was equivalent to Lithuania. At the time of the Civil War, I mean,
yeah, most of you can talk maybe to maybe Joey even knows some things about what happened. Yoey, okay. I use the American J.
I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm being an ass. You're being an ass. Everybody's an ass. But the railroad right-of-ways, I mean, were a big part of the American westward expansion because I think it was like a mile on each side of the right-of-way. Railroad right-of-way was given to or sold very cheaply to the railroad companies, and so that's a hell of a big swath of the country that was sold.
Okay, but doesn't change the thing that today.
If you watch the documentary Blazing Saddles, you will see what it was all about.
Yes, it was about black people having much better singing skills.
That's sometimes kind of true. Yes, in some ways, yeah.
It's not about the coverage, Tim. It's about the quality of it. The American railroad is shit.
It is
Well,
now.
it is.
That's
It
why
was
they are
destroyed by
forced
the
to
car
take the
companies.
planes.
It is now. It was destroyed. Yeah, it was destroyed by the car companies and the fossil fuel industry, really.
Yeah. I'm not saying it was shit to begin with. I'm talking about now.
Oh, now it's awful. Yeah.
Now
yeah.
you would really benefit from a high-speed rail infrastructure because
the very
it's
first
still
thing,
less expensive than plane.
the very first thing that our Governor Walker did when he came in 2010 was Deep Six, the high-speed rail corridor between Chicago and Milwaukee. Which
What
would
does
have
that
been,
mean? Deep Six? What?
Destroyed.
He paved the bottom of the sea
Really?
with the idea, with the money and the offer of billions of dollars to create a fast rail between those two big cities.
Asshole.
Yeah, yes, we had them for 8 years. And that's why Wisconsin. That everything bad about Wisconsin is due to Republicans, and this is almost literally true. But
Wisconsin elected socialists.
Yes, we did. We did all kinds of neat things. The mayor of Milwaukee was a socialist for a very, very long time. Anyway,
back when Tom was a teenager.
No, I was much older than that. I was probably divorced by the time the last socialist mayor of Milwaukee was in office.
That's a good point, Joey. The indigenous heretic, the railways were a massive factor in colonialism.
Yeah, it brought a lot of
colonization, not colonization. It's not the same thing. They're related, but cousins, not twins.
I think a lot of Native people felt like they got fucked in the ass by us.
Still, don't say that. Some people like being fucked in the ass.
I was going to say in a bad way against their will.
Yeah,
because it's important to get consent if you want to be fucked in the ass.
Yes,
some people like it very much. I'm pretty sure Native people didn't like what happened.
Yes,
we still got to do land back and reparations as well.
We understood what you were saying, Tom. If you started,
I constantly put my foot in my mouth, and I don't intend to.
No, I know. We know, Tom.
This wasn't about the mouth. This was about the other end.
Yeah, it was about the
foot.
Butt.
No, I was thinking digestive
I've seen
system.
some foot porn that. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, TMI, stop.
TMI, yes.
I prefer foot fungus porn.
Thank you, because I was thinking about Nutella right now, and I'm not thinking about Nutella anymore. Thank you.
All right.
That's good. You shouldn't think about that.
Honestly, I already ate half a jar today, so my belly ache like shit, but you know.
Yeah, that's how you should feel.
I saw Nutella at the store the other day, and I thought of you, and I considered buying a jar, and then I thought,
no, don't. No, for real, it's addictive as fuck.
I know.
That's the sound you make after eating a lot of Nutella.
The first thing I thought was is Julie loves it, and I should try it again after
It's
like
not
a couple
even that
years.
I love it; it's that I am addicted to it. That
and then
I don't know.
What you
Well,
said
I know since I have stopped smoking, I have replaced an addiction for another, and it's sugar. So. And I was strong for a time, but these days my mental health is shit, so I'm not strong.
I'm sorry.
I don't have. I don't smoke anymore. Still, I'm never going back to smoking. But I eat a lot of Nutella.
And Nutella is better than smoking. Yes.
Yes. I mean.
Well, for your mental health.
No, yes, it is. It is definitely.
For your mental health, I bought a whole bunch of new postcards. So you should be getting some vicarious mental health. I hope anyway from those.
The second card you sent to Mylene.
Yeah.
She let me read it.
Yeah.
It made me cry a little. You are awesome, though.
I am sorry. Oh, I didn't mean to make you cry.
No, but in the good way. I mean, that
didn't mean
that
to
made
let
me
you
emotional.
down, turn you around, or desert you.
Also, that card is very pretty.
Yes, I picked that. That was the only one that did not have a stag in it. All the rest of them had stags.
She loved it. She's brushing her teeth right now, so she's not hearing me. But
okay.
Honestly,
well, I'm glad to hear because
that card that was amazing what you told her. Thank you.
I was hoping it would be well received because
it
was kind of personal. It was kind of personal, so I wanted to make sure it was.
You are awesome.
All right. Well, I was going to argue when I heard what you said, and I thought I should probably not argue with that.
Well, we can talk about like other things. One final question.
No. Talk about me being awesome some more.
Actually, I remembered something I saw earlier today that really demonstrates the differences and similarities between Biden and Trump.
Okay.
So if you look on the YouTube, you'll see the article. Biden defunds border wall, returns billions to military.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean so instead of the passive aggressive murder of brown people, he's returned it to the active murder of brown people. Yeah. And also the thing about Trump is if you look at the picture there, it'll be hard to see, but the big brown thing is the wall that Trump was building. And in the background, you can see the wall that was already there.
So the wall was just a vanity project. We all knew it was a vanity project from the beginning. It was just like it's something that was like a chant at his rallies leading up to the election, and something that his audience loved. So he kind of like was peacocking for his audience on that.
We love expensive, useless shit. Racism,
isn't it? It's not that you expected it to work better than the fence that's already there. It's just it's symbolic, isn't it? It's like we're giving this massive middle finger to Central America.
Oh, that was a racist. What's the opposite of a dog whistle?
Bullhorn.
That was signaling to his base that he was doing that.
Yeah, and most. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, there is a Facebook group called "This Isn't a Dog Whistle; It's an Air Raid Siren." It's supposed to be subtle, but it isn't.
That's what it was. Also, Marnie is a good dog. Sorry, I meant fuck the police. I love that, John. I already saw it, but Marnie is a very good doggo.
Don't tell the pigs. That is not language befitting a celebrity dog, Marnie. Oh, sorry, I meant fuck the police.
There's a picture of a cute little dog, like King Charles dog.
Just a little spaniel.
No, I think it's a King Charles.
Isn't a King Charles a breed of spaniel?
A second?
I don't think so.
So it's a Busker dog.
It's a Busker dog, yes.
And
King Charles is a breed of Spaniels.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
And the pedigree ones tend to die early because they...
Like old pedigree.
Yeah.
Because they're horrifically
inbred as fuck.
Yep.
Is it to make that
they're more inbred than the Spanish monarchy.
And their brain is too small for their head.
No, it's the real
too
one.
Too large. Sorry.
Yep. Also, don't buy munchkin cats from breeders because they have arthritis at like 5 years old.
Ooh, jeez.
Yeah, have you seen their paws? They're the cats with super small paws,
Oh, right.
Because it's cute, they breed that defect, but those poor things suffer a lot. Like the cats that have a very small nose.
You see what Darwinism does to people.
Yep. Like Dawkins said, eugenics work. Yeah, no.
My brother. My brother is a vet, and we have.
Is a what? A vet?
Yeah, and we have a thing in the UK called the Kennel Club, which sets the standard for pedigree dogs, and he absolutely despises them because they do so much damage to dogs.
They do to cats too. Oh my god!
Is there anything that rich people don't ruin?
No.
Nope.
Food maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. They give us durian.
I don't know if they ruined
and
golf, but
maggot
they made
cheese.
it too expensive for actual humans.
They did not ruin mini golf, though. We still have that.
Yes,
but that's not a rich people thing. Mini golf
because that's low
that's a redneck thing.
It's very pro.
I shouldn't say that. I love mini golf.
It's not just redneck. It's
I
all
love
low-class
mini golf too. It's very silly and very pro.
Yeah.
One thing, well, quickly, one thing I heard about the
windmills on the golf course.
All the windmills, the damn Dutch.
They ruined mini golf.
Alternative energy on the golf course.
Exactly.
We gotta concern ourselves with all the birds that are flying into the windmills and something.
I like they call it alternative energy when it's been around since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
But sure.
Well, the rich can afford to. I mean, I'm going to talk about meat, for example, even though I try not to eat it anymore. But filet, it's so fucking expensive, and it's like the best. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
Rich people ruin a lot of things, not food.
Yeah.
Like.
Well, they ruin the price of it.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And they sort of dictate randomly what is good food, and it's like all of a sudden now it's all French shit is the good shit.
Now it's been 100 years since, and
no,
honestly,
just since Julia Child in the U.S.
I don't understand why, because like Eastern Asian food is way better than what we do here. In my opinion, that it's not so humble.
Well, French cuisine, the fine cuisine of France, the so-called fine, I understand, is based on a very rigid set of, this is how you do it, and that's an end of it. There is no discussion, there's no room for experiment. But it has been used as a culinary standard since about 1840 something.
Yes, that's been a long time now.
Yeah. But we're now starting to see a change in that. People are starting to talk about foraging, which is cool, except you've got too many. Now they have too many.
Yeah, that must be nice being that able.
Well,
I'm not foraging anything. I'm telling you.
No, of course.
There's too fucking many people to forage these
days.
But
now there is, Sebastian Ophelia going out to the New Forest and stripping the place of all mushrooms for anybody,
Yeah, there's a.
Also, can you forage potatoes and cheese? Because
cheese, no.
Well, it depends.
You can't forage for cheese, no.
Do grocery stores count?
Yeah.
Creameries count? Cheese factories?
Yeah. I believe that may be called shoplifting rather than foraging, but it's okay.
might try that as a
foraging. Yeah.
I'm just here foraging.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. If it's thrown away, it's going to go to waste. So might as well forage out of the dumpster, as it were. If it's still good, it's still good. I mean,
that's called freeganism, isn't it?
If you forage out of the dumpster in this country, there's
it's against the law.
Not just in your country.
You get busted by
the
cops. But in this country, if you are the wrong color, you might instead be shot dead.
Marty, you're playing something.
What are you doing, Marty?
We heard that, Marty, by the way.
She tried to make sound effects.
And now we can't hear your mic.
It won't be a problem if Marty wants to say something.
Foto de maloqueira. Também fiquei saudosíssima.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
Portuguese. That's a new language on stream.
Marty is learning Portuguese.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she.
I don't know any Portuguese, by the way, because but I recognize
in love with a Portuguese beauty.
Oh, it's just like out of that wonderful movie, that classic film, Love Actually.
Shut up! I love that shit.
It's actually Jonathan's fault.
How's my fault?
Yeah, well, you posted something to the stories on Facebook, and I clicked on it to see what it was, and it started playing a bunch of shit.
Sorry. It's okay.
You don't know me very well, Joey. I will eat cheese anywhere.
It's Joey. It's Yo.
I know.
Fuck you.
Okay, it's 10:30. I'm almost here, so I'm going to go because Marianne works tomorrow. Oh no, she doesn't. She's on holiday.
Okay.
Oh. Well, or strike. She's free. Could be either. I am also becoming elderly.
Yeah.
I started elderly, and I'm ending elderly. It's almost like.
No shot.
Do you smell of elderberries, though?
Yes, and my wife used to be a hamster, so I think
she's not your wife anymore, though. So
no, well, I said used to be. Well, not my used to be wife. Ah, fuck.
That's why your son is so cute, though, right?
Eat shit and die. Go away. All of you. Talk to you later. Bye.
Oh,
Bye,
Tom.
Bye. That was actually short for a Wisconsinite to actually make a Wisconsin goodbye.
It's always Tom is always short like that when he says rude things.
When he says he's going, he means it. He ain't got time to fuck around.
Yeah. When he's old, he's old. So people in the chat might have noticed, but David has become a regular now. It's your punishment.
Why do
it's
that?
It's easier
to the
for
chat?
me to mute him here than to do stuff to him in the chat.
It's one thing to punish us by like having David be a regular on the show. It's another thing to punish the chats.
I'm enjoying
about
someone from Europe to relate to a minimum. Okay.
Hey, I'm from Europe.
But you're not.
No, you're not. You're from England.
I don't
England
care
isn't
what
part
the
of Europe anymore.
You
I
don't
don't
even
care what
have
the government
Facebook,
says.
Miss Real.
No, of course not.
Yeah, Marty.
Why would I want to put money in Zuckerberg's pockets?
And me. I'm showing Mylin the how do you call the people that are the lineup?
Oh yeah.
On the Alchemy bench.
Yes, that's the Alchemy bench. That's what we're
the Magnificent Seven.
The greatest boy.
The 7 hobos.
Female band ever.
She's going to bed though, so I'm going to
stop
talking because
I
can't.
Seven wonders of the world.
Yeah, loud.
I want to know what's on the back of Andy's door there.
No, that's a good question. We'll ask him when he comes back. I think he has
probably cords for an electric guitar.
Yeah, that looks like some gear. It's not whips, Marty. Stop it.
It's not whips, Marty. It's not whips.
You naughty girl.
James isn't here.
Okay, yeah, it looks like cords and cables for like amps and guitars and something like that.
Well, duh.
He's a musician, so yeah.
So I'm going to leave you there because I can't not be loud. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know how to. So I don't want to prevent her from sleeping. So I'm going to wait for Andy to come back and say goodbye. And I'm very pleased with David's behavior today.
Well, he has to be more cautious now that he lives in a haunted ritual murder home.
I don't live there anymore. I'm just gonna keep my corpses there. That's the plan.
Oh God.
I just think he's all punned out because he was in the chat for my show.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't get punned out. The problem is I have to try to translate most of them from Swedish, and that's not easy most of the time.
It's your fault for being foreign. Okay, I'm fucking off. So goodbye, everyone. I was waiting for Andy to come back to say goodbye. Have a good one. If you continue, I'll be in the chat listening to you. And see you next week.
Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye, Leto.
Bye, Julie.
I love you. Oh, bye bye.
Love you.
Lovely. So I have just like one final question for our guests. The future of like the British politics as it were. So I know predictions it's like terrible as it were, but how do you see like the Labour Party like moving in the future? And is a election coming up in like soon, like in a year or two?
Local elections, but
still blowing out your mic again, Marty.
I believe it's 2025 that the next general election is, but local elections are coming up soon.
Okay.
Basically. Yeah, council election on Thursday.
You know what blows me away though is people will sit there and talk about Labour being a viable opposition, but they're really not. Ever since they lost Scotland. And they won't form a coalition with the SNP, so I don't really see how in the near future, regardless of what Starmer or anybody else does, like how they have a viable path to, what is it, 240, 230?
Oh yeah, that's
278.
Okay, yeah. So they need the Labour or needs that many seats, or needs to form a coalition with another party for that many seats to like form a government and after the results of election as well.
And that's not going to happen anytime soon because, well, I don't know why, but it seems ridiculous to me because, I mean, as a trans person, the only party that I think that I could vote for in this country is the SNP. Because of where I am, I couldn't vote for them anyways. But they're the only party that's really stood up for trans rights. I mean, Nicholas Sturgeon recently came out and basically booted Joanna Cherry off of the front bench, and she spoke about transphobia like the day after. So it was obvious. So, I mean, for me as a trans person, Labour just talks about it but doesn't do anything, and that's pretty much every party.
Sounds a lot like the Democrats.
Yeah, that's my thought as well.
Yeah. Well, Keir Starmer said as well, not long after he became leader, he said we're going to be stepping back from the transgender. I think he called it the transgender debate. It's like you can't do that if you're the party of the people, which is what you're supposed to be. You can't just step back from things like this. I also get a bit annoyed at this being called a debate as well. We're not. I think we're ways past this being a debate. Look, trans people clearly exist. They're clearly living how they want to live. Are we really going to call this a debate anymore? These people clearly exist. They're clearly there. You can't. You're debating people's existence.
Yes, but were they sent by Satan to destroy Western culture? Were they created by the international Jewry to make us degenerate? I mean, that is where the other side is coming from. I think.
That's who he's trying to worry about pissing off, isn't it? Like he's thinking, well, like I don't want to. I want to get those votes from those people. I want to get those transphobic votes. Is basically what he's thinking.
I don't see the Labour Party getting back into power in the foreseeable future. I think the SNP are going to win very handily on Thursday. I think the push will be incredibly strong towards independence, and I think the England will become more or less a one-party state. And it sounds horribly pessimistic of me, but I'm not seeing anything to change my mind on that.
Yeah. Labour.
Would it be possible for the Scottish National Party to take over the Parliament of the UK?
No.
Become the governing party? Because I think that would be funny.
No, sadly.
Aww.
No, but yeah, Labour are polled to do horribly on Thursday. I think they're going to lose. According to current polls, they will lose a lot of seats, particularly in the former Red Wall. They will lose.
Yep.
I mean, okay, these are council elections, but they still matter. Yeah.
Apart from Hartlepool, which is a MP, isn't it?
That's just what I was going to mention. Literally, this is a place where Labour has a history of winning. Keir Starmer went in and put his own lackey in, and it looks like they may lose that seat.
Oh yeah.
Metro's daughter is coming into and asking for something.
Isn't it amazing how liberals keep running to the right and losing?
They're trying to carve out more of the white suburbanite moderates or the white middle class moderates, the word, thinking that just take those votes away, because then there'll be less votes for the Tories, the Republicans, or GOP or the right, and then we get those votes. Yet you disenfranchise or lose.
You're not being openly racist enough. That's why they keep voting Republican.
I mean, yeah, that's why they keep putting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all the party political system will ever be. It's this weird battle for the centre.
Mm-hmm.
We'll never get any kind of proper social justice from the party political system.
No,
it's the best. It's a band-aid measure for and that was the thing with Corbyn. I mean, he never offered anything particularly radical because he was sensible enough to know that you can't do that with a party political system. He just made sure he had all the centre-left kind of boxes ticked. And people were saying, "Oh, he's a communist." He really isn't.
No.
Really, he's not even close to any form of communism of any kind. It speaks volumes to someone who's just ticking a load of centre-left boxes is getting that. It just shows how to the right the window is shifting, and how threatened the right are by really, really basic things like benefits and the National Health Service and stuff that is just so basic. This isn't like communism of any kind. It's not socialism of any kind. No. This is just a very basic centre-left kind of thing that will keep people a bit afloat.
What I find amusing, though, is the thing that happened probably in the last 5 years around socialism, and how basically the young people are kind of inoculated against the Red Scare stuff. That's starting to come around for communism as well. It's not the boogeyman that it used to be.
As the boomers die, the world will become a better place, which is kind of a terrible thing to say. But on the other hand, the boomers gave us Reagan and Thatcher, so yeah, I'm kind of okay.
I'm on TikTok a lot, and I see a lot of. There was this old fella.
Marty, you're peeking too
really
much.
Blowing out your mic.
Oh, sorry. Is that any better?
Yes, that is better. Yes.
This old guy just was saying, "Oh, communism never worked." Blah 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 blah, and I was just shocked on how many responses have come, and basically pointed out how much bullshit that is.
Yeah. Oh, and in some more good news, there is a party called the Democratic Unionist Party, which has held control. The DUP.
The Duh party?
Yep.
Come on.
The dupe.
Which has held power or partial control in Northern Ireland for quite a long time. And their ghastly leader quit on Thursday, I think. And her most likely replacement is a creationist who believes that the Earth was created 6,000 years ago.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
So it's not just us that have religious fundamentalists that's like entering into like places of political power.
Oh yeah.
So what do you mean? It's older than 6,000 years?
Yes.
Yes, it's 10,000 years.
Mithra know that because he's as old as dirt.
I am, yes.
But not as old as Tom.
Yeah, it's very telling though that I mean the Tories throughout the whole of the 2017 election kept talking about how Corbyn is supposedly this IRA sympathiser.
Oh yeah.
They ended up forming this like supply and demand deal with the DUP, who are much more affiliated to Irish terrorism than Corbyn has ever been.
Yeah.
They were more like Protestant terrorists, like the Orange Volunteers.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very telling. They were like, we'll form a. I mean, they were terrorists, but they
were our terrorists. So
they were white terrorists.
Yeah, they were fighting for the crown, not the Shamrocks. So yeah, the good kind of terrorists, really.
What's that saying? One man's terrorist is another man's freedom
fighter.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that was the thing. I remember, like in particularly the 80s and 90s. I remember the IRA were always these terrorists because they were Catholic. They were always the terrorist group, and that was what I thought of when I thought of terrorists. And as well, I didn't think of Muslims at all. I always thought of Irish Catholics. I didn't realize till later. Yeah, there was Protestant terrorism, like the Orange Volunteers. Or I don't know if that's the right name.
The Ulster Defence Force, and there were so many of these bloody things because they were as bad as the left for schisming.
These are
the People's Liberation Force of Palestine, the Palestinian Front.
I mean, the Ulster Defence Force. They wanted their sweaters. That's it, right?
Yes.
That's what an Ulster is in Sweden, at least.
Is it? Ah.
Yeah.
The media weren't telling us about them. The media were constantly telling us about these Catholic terrorists. Yeah, the IRA fighting for the Shamrock rather than the
Pope.
Yeah, and it's all like that. And it's like, fine, tell us about that, but it's a bit like now with Muslims. Like we hear about Islamic terrorism all the time, and it's like, we should hear about that, but we're not hearing about like the vast majority of terrorism in Europe is not religious at all. I think it's well over 90% of terrorism in Europe is not religious. You think fuck me, like, really? Like the media would have me believe terrorism is just this Islamic thing, and in the 90s it was this Catholic thing.
In the U.S., the overwhelming majority of terrorism comes from white Christian men, and it comes in the form of school shootings.
Yes, exactly.
BLM.
And yet people talk.
Well, I mean, just because white people are terrified of BLM doesn't make them terrorists.
What about it?
Antifa. We must find the leader of the terrorist organization of Antifa. Finding the leader of the Antifa. Good luck on that.
I remember at the time, I just said, I'm going to admit it. I am the leader of Antifa. Yeah.
I say I am Antifa, but like that doesn't make me a leader. I also didn't know that like being a professional anarchist was the thing. I never knew that. I was just doing it as a hobby.
Getting our money from George Soros any day now. Yep, gonna be rich.
Yes, Leto, it was. It was Corsica and the Basque. Yeah. I mean, we even in the 70s we even had Welsh terrorism, where they were burning down English second homes in Wales.
Welsh terrorists.
They must have been the most polite, most lovely terrorists.
I mean, they were.
It's like,
I'm sorry, but look, we want to burn down your house, but don't worry, you can like leave.
You should leave your house now, love, and then we'll go for a barbecue.
We got the Croatian terrorists in Sweden in the 70s. They blew up a plane. They murdered an ambassador. So yeah, nice foreshadowing of what was happening in the Balkans in the 90s.
Yeah.
I mean, in the United States, where we got like some Christian evangelicals that will blow up a Planned Parenthood or an abortion clinic as well, plant a pipe bomb. So
or murder Asian massage parlor workers.
Yep, because like
he's addicted to sex, and therefore these women have to die.
It's just like the what's the word for it? Infantilization. That's the word. Definitely the Orientalism and like the eroticism of like the
fetishization of
fetishization. Yeah.
Going back to Britain, that's the best part about Britain. You call something the Troubles.
Yeah, the Troubles sounds like you got a stomach bug.
Yeah.
Like you ate some bad food, you had a rough weekend, but now it's okay. Rather than more than a century of political and religious violence?
Yeah, kind of. There was a long hiatus for about 40 years. It was less rigid, but then in the mid to late 60s, I can't remember the exact dates, some more things happened, and we ended up with the whole Bloody Sunday thing, and
see, that was before Thatcher, so I can't blame her. Darn, that's my go-to.
No.
Who came before Thatcher that we can blame it? Churchill. We can blame it on Churchill.
Ted Heath, right?
Oh no! I mean, in the 60s, it would have been Wilson, and who was the Labour leader, and God's sake, what the hell? Harold Macmillan, Alec Douglas Home with the Tories, and then Wilson and Heath sort of had a 12-year period where they intermittently switched roles.
Yeah, pretty much like in the 1900s, the only time that like the Labour Party had like power was like under like Tony Blair. Is that correct?
No.
Okay.
We've since the war.
Okay. Which war?
Second World War. Sorry.
Okay.
No problem.
We've had
the Falklands.
The only war that mattered in the 20th century.
we had 3 Labour Party prime ministers. But in the last, I think I could be wrong. You're welcome to tell me off if I get it wrong. I think since the beginning of the 20th century, Labour has been in power for 32 years, something like that.
Probably not that, yeah. I think, before Thatcher, it was
Callaghan.
Yeah, and he was the last Labour prime minister. And I think that was he out by 79?
Yeah, he got kicked out in 79. The winter of discontent thing, by Thatcher.
And then And since then, I mean, of course, the only thing we've had is Blair, who is not, not a very convincing Labour leader. So we've basically been under neoliberalism.
Yeah. For 50 years, effectively. 50 years.
I kind of like saying the same thing in America. It's like all of the I guess the Jimmy Carter might still be like neoliberal. There's a debate that you can have there, but it's like for sure after Jimmy Carter, all of the Democratic presidents have been very neoliberal with Bill Clinton and Obama and now Joe Biden. So it's like for sure we have like been under neoliberalism, starting with Nixon, but ramped up with Reagan. And okay, Marty, take off.
See you later, Marty.
Bye, Marty.
Okay.
Bye.
Cut them off, babes. Yes, preferably will. I don't know. I have run out of like topics to bring up and things to ask. So I think it's like unless there's any like further like final notes to like end the show on, I think we can like call it good for there because we're streaming for almost like 3 hours. So
yes,
2.5, a little bit more. Yeah. So everything in the UK is fine. We've solved all of Britain's problems.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We Americans and one Swedish dude solve all of the British problems.
We are.
I'm not sure I contributed to solving anything.
You brought in the Nordic model of socialism, and we provided a terrible example. That's how we fix these things. Everyone knows. Don't be like America. Be like Sweden.
Yes, that's what a lot of Americans.
I can end on because tonight was a televised debate between the party leaders in Sweden, and just before that, it came out that the so-called Liberal Party in Sweden was going to collaborate with the right wing. Fascist parties and so on. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting.
Oh yes, and Leto, I forgot our French friend Letoano was also here to try to solve the British politics problems as well. Yes, the French involvement in British politics.
The French connection.
Yes, exactly.
It's always ended so well when the French got involved in British politics.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Yeah. But yes, I don't know if I tried to solve anything. I tried to, as I said before, we're a neutral country. We need to sell weapons. So we tend to.
Are you a neutral country or a neutered country?
No, neutral. We're definitely not neutered because we have the best fighter planes in the world. So. Yeah, no, it's incredibly it's one of those things where you say, well, yes, we're neutral, and then we're going to sell weapons to everyone. So
that's the Switzerland kind of neutral. That's American kind of neutral. We were neutral in World War I for like quite a long time until we finally decided to join the war, as it were, officially. So, any other last call for final thoughts?
No, that's me. I'm thought out.
So I'd like to thank our friends Mitchell for coming on as always. Thank Marty Abnethy coming on. Captain Andy, thank you for coming on. I posted the link to your YouTube channel into the live chat. Go and sub to Captain Andy's YouTube channel, but also check out Captain Andy's second YouTube channel, Decon Comms, because like you're still working on that the other video about like labels, as it were, right?
Yes, I am actually working on it, even though it doesn't look like it. I am. It's just taking a while. That's all. I am.
And keep an eye out. He's called Captain Andy because of his flying submarine.
Oh, wait! One final question: the cables attached to your door. What are those things?
That's your bondage gear, right?
No, those are just music cables. I just hang them there. That's all.
And speaking of Captain Andy's music, I'm going to put in Captain Andy's like a Facebook page for his like a music page into the chat so you can check it out, because sometimes Captain Andy does like do concerts on his Facebook page, and mostly to like sell his and advertise his Bandcamp, and there is the link to Captain Andy's Bandcamp right there as well. So check those things out. The good music as well.
Cable-based music.
And our friend, I'll be remiss if I don't also promote our friend Marty Abernathy's Tea Party Hardy with Marty. So check out Marty Abernathy's Tea Party. She streams every Wednesday at 8 p.m. 9 p.m. UTC on Wednesdays, and Saturday at 8 p.m. UTC. 9 p.m. UTC as well, if I'm correct on the times as well. So there's the Tea Party's YouTube channel. I think there's also the Tea Party Podcast.com, because if you look for Tea Party on the internet, you get something totally different than just the Tea Party podcast as well.
Yeah, what you should look up is Lemon Party. That
oh no John, you're kind of an ass.
I'm going to say that, Jonathan, because I am subscribed, but you know how YouTube is, so I tried to find the Tea Party channel the other day. It was like, that's terrible branding. That's absolutely terrible branding.
It's T as in the letter T.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You get the Sarah Palin crowd every fucking time.
I apologize to the world for Sarah Palin. I shouldn't take responsibility, but I apologize to the world. Also, I'm Summer and a Geek with my own YouTube channel, Summer and a Geek, Twitch channel, Summer and a Geek. I'll probably stream later today, reading more essays and articles about the real brief history of May Day, as yesterday was May Day. Happy International Workers' Day, everyone. And Twitter, Summer and a Geek as well, where I tweet my Twitch streams and other things. And now I'm done with the pitches. So, John, take away with your pitches.
Dungeons and Debacles. It's a D&D podcast that I do with some friends. Dungeons and Debacles. We are saving the world from an evil red dragon's cult.
What's taking you so long, though?
Well, because there are a lot of them and they hide.
I mean, Tolkien, he managed it in 3 too long books, which were made into 3 too long movies. I mean, how long have you been going?
Like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Up one final pitch. Charity links dot page is a bunch of links that I barely put together, barely curate in that Google Doc. But if you have some spare money, you can help out some comrades. And that's it.
Cool. All right, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop the stream. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hydrate, masturbate,
Bye-bye.
inflate.